after we practically went we basically found almost nothing there other than there's a whole coalition of them. And we decided to head back and tell the people over there of this new threat, and everyone is kind of in a worried state, especially since the soldiers are still gone. So our party was sent to the capital to try
Well, we were
and
first told to talk to someone in a different. We told Crown Point, then they told us to go talk to someone else. I believe a mayor.
Yeah.
And then they took us to the capital. Like
I remember now.
Where we're going to try and convince the council to help with resources. With
I remember
Lloyd
I said that
being the main driving force.
Yes, and Luna
and me being as far away as possible.
Luna tried to put something in Greenspell's bag and failed without him knowing and failed.
Right.
Yes. Yes, and I said something that was particularly rude to the mayor of the Key, who was. I basically just gave him. I basically just gave him a huge fuck you or f you right up to the right to his face.
Yes, luckily he's a very even-headed guy.
Yes, he probably would have had me arrested if he was not, and then I'd have to make a new character because you're not coming after me. I'm sure. I can tell you that much. Oh
maybe,
well.
Or
in any
just
case.
maybe Dollar Watching would save you.
I feel like if he did that to the council,
oh, I'd be dead. I would probably be executed the next day.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the council, but based on what we've been told, that's probably what would happen, or something like it.
I wonder if the party would also have that happen to them.
I don't know. Don't give him ideas.
I think that probably depends on the specifics of the circumstance.
Like, if Lloyd was trying to stop him, but he continued on, would Lloyd get in trouble?
I don't know. And you'd have to see how the council reacts.
It depends on how the DM is feeling that particular day.
Perhaps.
It depends on if you're on his how high you are in his shit list.
Yeah. True.
It's probably I don't like saying it, but I mean it's true. As the DM, you control everything, and if you were like, okay, I'm tired of your character being a little shit, then yeah, I can create in quotes ways to eliminate your character. In any case, you know what I mean, though.
I try not to, but
no, but you can. You have the power.
I can't say that I've never set up, let's say, punishments for people, or if they mess up the story too much, then they accidentally get a chandelier fall on their head or something.
This almost reminds me of how I was doing antics with Ezro in an RP, and Mara Jade just went like, "Yep, let's kill him."
I mean,
I'm tired of you trying to mess with the story with him, and the worst part is he's doing it in character, so she can't really call me out for being out of character.
All right.
You remember that, Mara?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. The only other thing that I remember that was somewhat important. So yeah, you spoke with the governor, and he told you to see his brother, who has some connections here in the capital. So yeah, at the end of last session, you guys teleported into Crown Point. So yeah, we'll start with this session. You guys have just teleported in at the university.
Yep.
You just sort of step through in the teleportation circle. I think Lloyd went over first, so
yes,
he would already be kind of like standing there, waiting for the others to pass through. And then Greenspell and Luna were the last two to go through, I think.
Yep.
And
he kind of already got on to Luna
but
about
with
that.
you two, with the two of you going through, you step through into on the other end. Now you're in the kind of university section of the capital city. So, where are you guys headed to?
Well, if we're going to be, I think we should probably head towards the palace, or actually, no, we need to head not the palace. Sorry, we need to head, I guess, towards. Didn't the mayor of the key give us the location or of his brother's house somewhere in the city?
He's living in basically these houses which are near the sort of near the palace, not within the walls, but near the palace. Let's just say he's living in like this one.
All right. Well, then we should probably go there.
Wait, where's the ping?
I also would like to
Pinged
say
it over
we
the
do have
bottom.
two deals from two different people. From I think we have like three or two from three or two people about the Aboleth situation. One is from the Queen, and then the other is from. I know one is from. Pinpoint. Yeah.
Wait. Oh shh.
You probably weren't supposed to say that, but that's okay. It's your backstory.
I realize an issue that I have now. I will not say what it is. Because the DM is going to use it against me.
Of course.
I mean, if you said there was, then I definitely would, but...
Anyway.
I meant that out of character.
Well, let's...
When I said that we had deals for like to
Oh wait, I know what it is. Okay, yeah, there's already something that I use against you anyways, but I know what it is, Lloyd, yes. I'll allow you to take off your purple clothing.
Okay, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
That's what I was going like, oh no.
I didn't know you even put it back on.
You once you had...
Yeah, because
You're still in the university district. You just teleported over. So I'll say you're still in the building. You could just take it off quickly while you're inside. And I don't think anybody will get on you too much for it. Unless you start going out and walking around the streets.
You?
Yeah,
that would have been bad.
That was funny.
Yeah, that's the reason why I was going like, oh no.
I forgot that you wear purple. That would have been I wish I had remembered later. Oh, you were already walking around the city. No, okay. All right, so you guys are headed.
Lloyd just takes off his previous studded leather and put it to the side before putting on the red one.
Right.
Before signing, just going like, right.
Okay.
Can't wear purple here.
Right, so you guys
wait.
Put it back on.
Lloyd goes like, it represents my house colors.
Also, don't forget, I mean, it hasn't been that long. Well, I mean, it has been kind of long because we only have a session every week. But in game, it's been
like around.
It's been like
month.
Yeah, basically.
And since we've been to the capital, and Lloyd just naturally would prefer his own.
Yeah, because it's been you were 2 weeks on the boat, and then you spent some time killing Aboleth and stuff. So.
His studded leather is tailored for him, like his personal purple one. The red one doesn't suit him as well, so he's more comfortable in the purple.
All right, so you guys you head out from the.
And this is just on my character sheet. Because I don't think I've ever used this.
Oh, what is it?
What the heck is Shelter of Faith of the Faithful?
Oh, that.
What Where's that?
Isn't that just
it's an
allows
ability
you
where
to go into the temples?
basically it lets you, if you go into it's from the Acolyte background. If you go into a temple or a holy place, they will recognize you as being and they will offer you shelter.
Yeah.
Basically.
So that's pretty much what Usopp has been using to get into all the Selûnite temples.
Okay.
It's just that you haven't. You're not in the area where they worship your particular god. So, but maybe if you end up going to the
She has 3.
if you end up going to the Dragonlands, perhaps
I don't have.
you'll find some.
I mean, would that really be useful considering the fact that she's technically part of a royal family? She can just be at the palace.
I mean, who knows? Who knows what the
I will
political
say
situation
this.
is there at the time?
I will say this.
You
There
guys.
is a big, massive fucking library in the what. I have like a drawing of how I imagine how I imagine the palace for the Dragonlands and the Dragonlands. There's like a full fucking church inside of it. So
That makes sense. All right. So you guys leave from the university. You head up down the streets. You notice more and more there's sort of military activity. You see soldiers walking up and down the streets. It seems like there's a pretty large military presence.
oh boy.
As you approach the gates, though, you notice that there are no soldiers on the other side of the gates.
What the? What?
All right. So you guys are headed to his house.
Wait, don't we need to take off our weapons?
Well remembered. Yeah.
Lloyd just grabs onto Greenspell's shoulder, just going like, "Wait, we need to take off. We
Can I
need
keep
to
my loot on me?
put away our weapons."
Can I keep?
Then by all means. I mean, are you carrying our what? Okay. Well, let me ask you this, DM. Is there a place that we can like check our weapons if we need to, like, or do we just have to, like, shove them in the sack of holding until we get out?
Yeah. So it's all you see here is it's just a gate. It's just like an archway. There's not even a door. There aren't really any guards or anything. I mean, there's like some guards nearby, but there's nobody even really stationed there.
Okay. Well, in that case, well,
Greenspell, do you have your bag of holding still?
I do have the bag of holding, but I don't know if the lining, if it's big enough to hold some of the larger weapons that you have.
I mean, the biggest weapon here is just a bow, like a long bow.
You have your swords, and
it's not like a two-handed greatsword. It's just a rapier.
But think of it. Well, it's not a very wide. The bag is not particularly wide.
That's true. Although
that's the bigger issue. It's not so much the fact that it can't hold the weight. It's that you couldn't get the sword to fit into the bag.
What is the bag of hold? It does have a predetermined radius of the opening. Let's see.
I think it's like 8 inches or something. I don't know. You'd have to check.
Can
how
to see if I'm missing any weapons or not?
Yep.
I mean, presuming that this goes well, I'll just give you your weapons back, so you don't have to take them off your character sheet.
Oh, I'm not saying take them off my character sheet. I'm just.
That can't be right. 2 feet? 2 feet is huge.
I can see 2 feet down, but not 2 feet.
It's 2 feet in diameter at the mouth.
Oh, well, I guess. All right. Well, into the bag it goes.
That is massive for a bag. Okay.
Well, it's more like a sack of holding.
Yeah, apparently it's Santa sack.
Yeah. Well, never mind. Okay. All right. So, all right, everyone, put your weapons in the bag, and I take out the bag and I hold it open. My arms are spread wide because being a little person, my wingspan is probably about as big as the bag is itself. I would recommend we probably go off in a corner so we don't get openly, mugged. So not in the alley, but on the side of the main pathway, so that way somebody just doesn't come by and swipe it while they're walking.
All right.
Just taking
loot
precaution. They did say to watch your pockets. Those are what? No. I would say no. Swords,
knives. If you
knives.
really think about it, the Mandalorian instruments can also be used as weapons because they're freaking lunatics.
Sure, if you're John Wick, if you
or a Mandalorian.
Right, but I would assume that if you saw somebody in public carrying a guitar, I wouldn't be like, "Oh crap, he's got a weapon." And yes, I know it's a mandolin.
Probably fair, yeah.
I mean, you could technically use it as an improvised weapon, but I mean,
improvised, yeah.
It wouldn't cause suspicion, in my opinion.
I would say if you're not allowing mandolins in, you're probably not allowing sticks in. At which point, how are you building houses?
Why bother?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. Weapons, then.
How about armor? Should we take off our armor too?
I think that armor is fine.
It's up to you. Well, I'm not. I'm only wearing a leather piece, so I guess I'm fine.
I'm wearing.
None of us. None of us are really coming in extremely armored, other than me, who is only wearing studded leather.
I thought you were wearing plate, but okay, studded leather it is.
No, I'm going for a full dex build. Out of character, I'm going for a full dex build.
Okay, that's all right. All right, then I guess we should be fine.
I mean, would you expect 19 in armor class with studded leather if you didn't see a dex build?
I guess. Well, in any case. All right. Well, then I guess you can leave your armor on. Well, at the very least, I think everything's going in the bag. I'm assuming Usopp will also deposit any items in the bag that would be considered a weapon.
I don't know that
although he's a sorcerer, so he probably doesn't have a weapon in the traditional sense. Unless he has knives or a short sword.
DM?
He has one dagger. He'll put it into the bag.
Silas?
Okay. Yep. What is the question?
Do I have to put away my shield as well?
I'm not going to tell you.
I would. Well, in character, I'm like, you probably should put that away. You don't want to look like you just came out of fighting a pack of orcs.
Hey, to the DM.
Yep.
I did something stupid when I was creating Luna. Is that can I take like the SP off of the SP and the PP off of Luna?
The what? Where?
It's the money.
Money. Where is that? Oh. SP and PP.
Yeah.
Platinum and silver.
Did you give her a bunch of extra platinum by accident?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You can adjust that.
I have 50 SP and PP is 59.
You probably have the SP is just silver pieces, which is less than
normal
gold. So you probably do actually have some silver, but you probably don't have 60 platinum.
Okay, I'll take the platinum's the PP, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way on the right. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I've pretty much just been trusting you that you guys have been honest about your gold.
Oh yeah, totally. Looks at 999 gold. Totally. Yeah.
Oh.
Just keeping track for our spell slots.
Gold, but also I don't really use my money, so.
Right.
Well, all right.
I feel like I am very much thinking about just giving the copper and silver to Greenspot at this point, but we ain't gonna talk. But Luna hasn't brought that up in character, so I'm not leaving. So I'm just leaving it alone for now.
I feel like out of any of us here, I feel like the one who's been spending the most gold is Lloyd by a long shot, just because he needs like much more higher quality equipment because he doesn't have magic whatsoever, so he's kind of relying on having like really good gear.
All right.
Yep.
Let's get back
Which
on
is
topic.
very similar to another character I have that Mara knows that's just
We're leaving that out
involves.
for now.
Okay.
We're playing it.
Irrelevant.
Again.
All right.
All right. So make it. So we get to the. Does this brother have a name, or did he tell us the name of the person we're meeting?
He would have told you, yeah. His
So
name is
who-
Have you been to the
Marco
bathroom real
Bell.
quick?
Oh yeah, he did say that, Marco.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna use
I
the
take the
restroom.
letter of.
Okay.
No, you can't use the restroom.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head down the you head into the inner part of the city, past the barriers. This is the first time you've been in this part of the city. You notice that a lot of the houses here are definitely a lot wealthier, a lot more opulent. It seems like the people that live in this area are
Probably
mostly,
like nobles or aristocrats.
mostly counselors who just live here, so that they can be close to the palace. You guys head down to the place where the governor told you his brother lived.
Is there
And
anything? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You find a small, sort of blue roofed estate. It's still much larger than many of the other buildings in the city, but smaller than a lot of the other estates that you've seen down this way.
Okay.
You see, as you approach, there aren't any like servants or anything out working in the yard, but you can just walk right up to the door.
Lloyd
Okay.
walks up to it before doing. Did you hear that?
He knocked.
Oh,
He knocked on the door.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm assuming the door probably has like a brass knocker or something, like
Yeah.
the kind or something of that relevance.
Yeah, sure.
Because doorbells didn't exist in the Middle Ages, so
that is it's so true. Although this is a world of magic, they have perhaps magic doorbells.
it's possible. Okay.
Oh no, it's a magical doorbell that explodes bandits.
Yes, you push the doorbell and suddenly a glyph glows and appears.
Oh, I should do that. Thanks for the idea.
Shit. You didn't hear anything.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, so you guys knock on the door, and after a few minutes of waiting, you see somebody who opens the door, sort of an older-looking man, who's dressed up in sort of finery. He greets you as you say, "Ah, hello. What can I do for you?"
How are you doing, sir? Sorry. Are you Marco by chance?
No, I am his servant, but I could go and fetch him. Did you have some business with my master?
Yes, we do. Tell him. Well, here I sort of reach in the bag of holding. I give him the letters. Like, we have actually come at the behest of his brother. What's his name again? Sorry.
Lucian.
Lucian. Yes. We have some urgent business that we need to discuss with your master. Please give this to him, and this should provide all of the necessary context for him. And and if you would like us to wait out here, that's fine.
Very well. One moment, please. You may wait here in the foyer. And he sort of leads you in. This it's like a large grand opening hall with very opulent like marble and oak wood paneling and everything.
And I'm assuming there's
he
nice furniture, like.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's like a couple like kind of like couches or chairs out in a waiting area, so you can kind of sit while you wait for him. And
Lloyd during this time makes sure to like take any accessories he has and like cleans them up and polishes them to try and make sure that he looks as clean and proper as possible before having to deal with the council.
Okay.
All right. Well, before that, I ask: does the servant have a name, or just does it not really matter?
You may call me Jeeves.
Yes, I need to ask Jeeves something. Is that what you were going for?
Yeah.
All right. Well, excuse me, Jeeves. Thank you, by the way, for your hospitality.
Yeah.
Would there be a place where I could wash up quickly? We've traveled a long way, and I would like to make sure that we are presentable for your master, if you don't mind.
Yes. I will show you to the washroom, and he motions for you to follow him down the
Okay.
hall to the right, and you enter into like a little bathroom kind of area.
Okay.
And with that, he
So-
takes his leave down the hall to go fetch.
Is there running water, or is it just like a trough?
Oh, in this house, there for sure would be running water.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll open up the spigot a little bit, and I'll like start splashing some water in my face, and like
Okay.
put a little bit in my hair to make sure it's not, in a zillion different directions.
Right.
Because I would imagine being adventurers, we get dirty. Being out.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's
Unfortunately-
something that we haven't ever talked about. But as far as I know, you guys haven't taken a bath in at least 2 months. So
Yeah, so we probably stank.
probably.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let me. Are there any kind of perfumes or anything in the bathroom, like or any kind of like?
perfume on her.
I think that there are like some soaps and things. Probably not any perfume though.
All right. Well, quickly while that's going on, I'm going to grab the. Is it like a bar of soap?
Yeah.
Basically. All right. I'm gonna take the bar of soap. I'm gonna wash my face, and like I do a double take to make sure no one's looking, and I like take the bar of soap, like take a little piece off, and I like try to clean out my underarm, like under my tunic.
Right.
And also a little bit, under my trousers, just make sure I don't smell.
Fair enough.
And then, is there a towel?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
And I'll take the towel. I'll put some water on it. Rinse myself off a bit, and then use the other side of the towel to dry.
All right.
So.
Yeah, and there are a few like mints in the bathroom too. You grab a mint.
Of course.
A little chocolate mint.
I'm curious about something. I'm gonna do something that might be funny. Okay. Nah, okay, I passed. It's fine. I was gonna joke that I got a soap bubble in my eye and it starts like stinging, but 13 is
you come out with like red watering eyes.
like, what was that? Ow! What is? Sorry, because as a druid, you can imagine that hygiene and modern amenities is not something we're used to.
That's true. You're probably very confused by the running water in his house.
That too, yes. All right, so I'm all clean, or as clean as I could be, and then I walk back into the foyer.
All right.
I'm assuming. Okay.
Yep. So you guys, you can sort of wait in the foyer. There are a few like little mints you can grab while you wait. And then
Sure.
after probably like a solid 30 minutes of waiting, you're starting to wonder if this guy's ever coming at all. You're sort of trying to occupy yourself by looking at the paintings on the wall or just doing anything to ease the boredom while you wait. But finally, after around 30 minutes of waiting, you see Jeeves return, and he sort of beckons for you to follow. My master will see you now.
I
Lloyd,
look at Lloyd and I'm like, well, you first.
Lloyd nods before getting up and starts following the servant.
All right. All right. Panda, since you got here a little bit late, you guys are you're in the. They just got to the house of Marco Bell, who's the brother of Lucian Bell.
Okay.
The governor who was mentioned last time.
Yep.
All right. So he leads all of you down some hallways, up some stairs, and then into into sort of like a small, a relatively small room with set with a table and some chairs. And at the head of the table, you see sort of a middle-aged human with short brown hair. He stands up to greet you as you enter. So you were sent by my brother, were you? What's all this about then?
Lloyd just nods before saying, "Well, I'm Lloyd Brandel, and these are my companions, Greenspell and Luna. We have came to try and get an audience with the council over important matters."
Very well. Take a seat, and we'll discuss these matters. And with
Lloyd
that, he takes a seat at the head of the table.
Lloyd bows before taking a seat across.
All right.
Trying to be as proper as possible.
Hey, Luna, can you give me a hand real quick? Can you like put me in one of the chairs? I'm a little,
Luna nods.
A little short.
Luna nods and helps him out.
Thank you.
Before setting down herself.
What is this important matter?
Well, we have news of the... Well, we recently killed an aboleth, if you know what those are. Or do you need a explanation on what they are, sir?
Well, I've heard some legends, but I can't say that I'm overly familiar with them.
Basically, they capture the minds of people and basically enslave them. They usually operate in more aquatic, near coastal regions.
You say you defeated one, right? So
yes.
I fail to see the issue.
We've searched their lair and we found something that is, quite frankly, terrifying if it really is true, which it most likely is. There's a whole group of them working together. How closely knit this group is, I have no idea. But if there is a proper organization of them, they are one of the biggest threats, even compared to other countries.
He sort of scratches his chin. How many of them do you think there are?
Can Luna
considering this is in...
Yeah.
Luna...
Second?
Luna gives him Luna just kind of gives him the aboleth map.
Okay.
Hold up, let me find it. It's in the it's
in the handouts, yeah.
It's in the handouts, yeah. She shows him the aboleth map, and I believe it has if I'm trying to pull it up. Hold up. It won't go bigger on me. I want to go bigger. I'm trying to pull it up and make it bigger so I can see it.
I just...
Alright, I'll give you a hand. I'll give you a hand. So Luna pulls the map out and so pointing, and I sort of gestured towards that gold barrier reef where there's a little X spot. And also, there's one near what's labeled as Indra Village, and I'm like, take a look over here, one over here, and there's like one over here.
Thank
and also there's
you.
also, and then up at Vorpatina Cove, I sort of like put my finger on the map and I like do a little circle. I'm like, this is where we fought the Aboleth that we encountered.
So you think there might be more of them at these locations?
Well, there's still much to be unraveled. While I'm at it, I think you should take a look at this as well. I take out the observation notes and I sort of like, I sort of pass it his way, and I'm like, and I say, please take special note of the entry from TEL 2445. You can see here. Well, I'll just leave you to it, and then if you have questions, I will be happy to clarify.
He takes the note from you and he begins to read it. And after a few moments, this is concerning. Do you know if they have any presence outside of Rugia?
Well, if I may speak, I'm not entirely sure. Well, it seems that we've only scratched the surface of this mystery, and we're hoping perhaps that we could, that the council will be, able to give us some resources so that we could investigate this further and prevent something like this from happening again.
If my brother thinks that these Aboleth pose an existential threat to Rugia, then it's my duty to do what I can. But I fear that the council may not be receptive to helping us at the moment. You see, what Justianus, one of the two consuls, he's planning an expedition into the east. He hopes to deal with the barbarians out there.
Yes, we've heard as such. From news of this has made our way all the way back to Crown Point.
Yes, no doubt. But with that being the case, it seems unlikely that he would be willing to commit any troops to dealing with this threat, though perhaps his opponents in the Senate could be convinced, and perhaps enough people who are on the edge could be convinced. Or perhaps you could deal with those barbarians yourselves. I suppose if you were able to deal with them, then he would have no reason to march east.
Well, that is a true statement. However, I do think it's important to understand that our party at least has, I would say, with a few exceptions, are the foremost experts on this matter, because we managed to actually, fight and see a real Aboleth. Most people don't even believe that they exist. It's like a legend or a fairy tale that people tell their kids at night to get them to behave.
That is true.
Let's also mention the fact that I am currently planning to write a manual on strategies to be implemented to stand the most chance against Aboleth, since I was the main tactician behind the destruction of this one for now.
Well, destruction is one way to put it. You see, sir, Aboleth are not like normal creatures. Aboleth cannot be killed in the traditional sense. Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you, Luna. So, after they are defeated, they go to the ethereal plane, sort of another plane of existence, if you will. And then after an untold amount of time, they return. So,
well,
or so what we were able to find. There's as you can imagine, there's still quite a bit of mystery to these creatures, and what kind of potential danger they could impose.
If it were up to me, I would send troops to deal with it immediately. Unfortunately, as you may or may not know, us Rugians have no seat on the council at least not at the moment.
Yes.
So as such, we'll have to get someone to sponsor us to even get us into the council chambers.
And if I may, perhaps troops may not be the best option, because if we don't know anything about, all we know based on what we have shown you and what we've discovered is that there are a group of rogue aboleth working together, planning to, quote unquote, civilize the region. But we have no idea where they are or where they're operating from, or even if they're in Rugia, or even in the Empire. For all we know, they could be operating somewhere completely off the map, if you will. So
Lloyd just also mentions the fact that, not to mention, facing them straight on with troops is not most like, as a offensive, is far from the best way to handle them. After all, these things can easily take the minds of people and turn them into their own slaves. If
you were able to fight them.
Well,
mainly because we had a stone that the Lycan, if you know what those are, used in their war against them.
If this stone could be used to help you, could it not be used to help our troops?
It could.
Yes, but currently we only have one. If we were to deploy troops en masse, we would need to gather multiple. But we don't know how practical that would really be.
Or even if that would even work. For all we know, we don't know a lot about this object other than the fact that it worked for our group. For all we know, it has a limited amount of uses.
Well, what is it specifically you wanted from the council then?
Well,
mainly materials to continue the research, as well as possibly a defensive front, because usually the way that we defeated it was mainly by ensnaring it in a trap. If we make these places hard to approach and try to capture, we could provide safety, at least in the towns themselves, from this existential threat. Although I can't assure that we can even guarantee the safety of ships that are traveling, so we still have that to worry about.
Yes, surely, much like oh, go ahead.
Surely it would be best to just wipe out these aboleth as quickly as possible.
Well,
yes, but that would only be a temporary solution. Like we said, they can just revive. The best way to handle them, for at least right now, until we find, if we can even find a way to permanently kill these things off somehow, as unlikely as that seems, the best thing to do is have towns be fully able to defend themselves from these aboleth, just to make sure they don't get captured and enslaved.
Well, I suspect that will also be a problem, considering most of the fighting men of Rugia have been called up here to the capital for Justianus's expedition to the east.
Right. Well, and once again, I think it's important to understand that we have no idea what kind of timetable we're looking at. Like, you can even see in the note that I showed you, there was a period of 4 years had passed from once it started to once it ended. So I don't think this needs to be, escalated to such a position to cause alarm. The last thing we want to do is cause a panic when one is not due.
I think it's it would be wise to slowly move into that position.
Yes, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that we ignore the issue. I'm just suggesting it's not. I think from a political standpoint, if we tell the council, this is of utmost importance, and that will, necessitate them using a lot of their money and resources, they'll probably be less likely to listen to us than if we start small and then we can build our case as we go.
Perhaps.
Not to mention, the more that we can provide evidence of these and ease in a transfer, as well as by helping them with tactics and such in the standard procedures, they're much more willing to accept. After all, nobles and counselors prefer the easiest way and middlemen to get stuff done if it makes their job a whole lot easier, especially if they're trusted.
What's your take on this, Marco?
I think it'll be difficult to convince the council to send any aid to Rugia at the current moment.
That isn't our exact plan.
Well,
especially,
let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead.
I'm planning for the transfer of it's not instant, but I'm planning for a year's plan of slowly moving into that position comfortably.
A year?
A year, or it's going to be a slow development to ease them into it. After all, shifting around money suddenly could hurt the economy and the lower class. But if we slowly ease into it, it can really ease the economy and have it normalized into society, which would prevent uprisings over the new sudden military presence if we were to do it suddenly.
Well, if what you say is true, I think becoming enslaved by the Aboleth would be more of a concern to the economy than any troop movements.
Yes, but
as you say,
you have to remember that the common people might not instantly think about that.
Well, that is
they're
true.
They're more focused on what's right in front of them rather than the overlying concern.
While it is certainly true, I fear that if we do not take immediate action, we might regret it in the future. And I also fear while it is true, based on this note, that the Aboleth spent many years establishing a presence, I should say that it was doing that in secret, correct? Now that they've been exposed, they might behave in a completely different manner.
That is correct.
For all we know, they could, hasten their efforts, or they might try to go back into hiding and wait. Since it seems Aboleth, at least in the tradition, in the sense that we understand it, are essentially immortal. That once they don't really, as we said, they can't be killed in the proper sense. So, what's a couple hundred years to somebody who's lived since the beginning of time?
That's the reason why I suggested we ease into it. If we normalize this...
What? Sorry.
I said normalize.
No, not you. Not you. I'm trying to figure out what Luna was...
I was also wondering.
I was like, what is... I am not a
politician. She does not get what's going on.
Oh. That's a politician.
Okay.
Plation.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, All right, so
You have to remember, Mara's typing skills and grammar is relatively lacking.
noted. Well, all right. Well, in any case,
Which is ironic considering that she wants to become a book writer.
I hope you have a good editor.
Yeah.
All right, Marco, I do have you mentioned something about potentially propositioning this to the opponents in the Senate. I don't know much about the politics of the Capitol, but would that potentially be considered an act of treason that could potentially be have potential consequences for us?
Oh, certainly not.
No? Okay. The last thing I'd want to...
Not unless Consul Justianus were to take control of the government or something.
Well,
but as it stands, we're a republic, at least on paper.
Right. Well, that's why I wanted to double check and make sure.
More of, you call yourselves an empire, but yet it's more of like a republic alliance.
I think the term they use is a constitutional monarchy. I think that's
a bit of a complicated system.
Yes.
I must say, it's been around for quite some time. I'm not sure that it makes the most sense given modern politics, but in any case, Old Man Narses is the head of the opposition, and he is also a consul, so he has quite a lot of authority here in the capital.
Do you think it might not be a bad idea to go maybe present our case to him, and perhaps maybe his authority and his approval will fast track us to getting everything set up?
I could potentially try to get an audience with him, but
you just read my mind, sir.
I would say he's unlikely to want to hear from us unless we have a very concrete idea of what we're asking for, the timeline, and all that sort of information. It'd be better to have that worked out in advance.
Well, let me ask you this then, if I may. Would there be maybe some, more, what's the good phrase? Smaller, local, more, other people in the Senate who we could talk to that might have, who might be able to help us either diplomatically, politically, or economically in that sense? Work your way up the food chain, if you will, not going straight for the apex.
Yes. Well, there are many hundreds of people in the Senate at the moment. The ones that I have a connection with, well, there's Jovinus Bardus. He's from Smyrna. He's also a member of the opposition. I'm not sure that he would have much interest in this, though. Let's see. There's Nestorius Comnenus. See, he's from Aspen. He's been very concerned with the expedition to the east. Perhaps there's some way you could convince him. His family is not the most powerful, but he does have some sway in the Senate.
Any voices on our side, no matter how small, will help us convince the council.
That is true. And there's another, Maro Dionysius. He's from Waitward. He's quite well politically connected here in the capital. I'm not sure what you would need to do to get him on your side, though.
Well, when Marco says Waitward, I just kind of grimace and I just look at to myself. I don't say anything. I'm just like Waitward. All right. Well, I think if we may, can we continue discussing this another time? Obviously, yes. It seems we have a great deal of things that we need to figure out before we send our propositions along.
Yes, very well. Well, once you have a complete proposition for me, and if you'd like to speak with any of the senators, it'll be more difficult to get on an audience with one of the consuls, either Justianus or Narses, if you wish to speak with either of them. But some of the other lesser senators should be somewhat easier to get an audience with if you wish to speak with them.
Lloyd just asks, well, I wonder, will they be much more willing to hold an audience with someone if they're famous? Because, believe it or not, I'm actually the champion of the Colosseum, Lloyd Brandel, if you remember that event from a few weeks ago.
You don't say. Well, it's possible, though I do doubt it. Those sorts of activities are more for the common rabble than us
Common
sophisticated.
folk.
Yes. But perhaps. Yeah, you never know with these people.
I look at Lloyd and I make a gesture like his head's gotten too big, and I just start laughing like to myself. Like,
Lloyd just looks at him and just going like, hey, when we're going against a large group like this, we have to exploit every single advantage we can get our hands on.
I don't know if I'd use the word exploit in front of these people.
No, it's quite appropriate.
Well.
Shut up, Alexa!
Well, needless to say, I don't think I'd make a very good politician.
You just didn't say it in front of the person you're trying to exploit.
Luna's just like sitting, like playing with the wrapper for the mints, just in the corner.
I suspect if we get a few of any of those senators on our side, that would be enough to get whatever proposition. Doing coloring in a coloring book.
Pretty much.
Right. Well, thank you for your time, Marco. I think I do think, just based on our conversation, we should probably start small and then build our case to bring forth to the one of the consuls, and from there we could get it. More. As we get more and more people in support, the more likely the consul is to actually give our proposition any attention.
Yes, no doubt. And many of those senators are well respected enough that each of them will bring many more senators to our side as well, with whatever proposition it is you wish to finally present to the Senate at the end.
Right.
However, of course, the more of them you convince, the easier it'll be to pass whatever it is that whatever proposition you have at the end of this. Yes. Well, in any case, once you have a more formalized plan, please do return. Any friend of my brother is a friend of mine.
Yes, and we thank you for allowing. Thank you for your audience and your expertise. And I sort of bow nicely and respectfully.
Yes, of course. Jeeves here will lead you out of my estate.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, and then Jeeves stands up and he says, follow me, please. He sort of leads you out of the building. All right. So you guys are now standing out in front of his house.
Lloyd just looks at Greenspell and going like, for someone who says that you have no care for politics, you handled that surprisingly well compared to the other one.
Everyone makes mistakes in the heat of passion.
I asked how it was spelled. Sorry. No one answered me.
Not you, Curtsy. Got it. I got it. There is a thing called Google, Just all right. Well,
isn't there like a built-in app, or thing that just allows autocorrect for you?
I use Grammarly on Chrome.
Also, shit it.
I have Google. I have Grammarly, but wait, what the hell?
Maybe it doesn't work on Roll20. Maybe it only works if you're typing it. I don't know. In any case,
I think it might not work actually.
I don't
so what is there I think it would be wise to go. Maybe we should find an inn or somewhere that we can like sit down and talk as a group and figure out what our next, what our next move is. I think it would be wise not to talk about this in public.
Standing in front of the guy's house.
More or less, yeah. It looked kind of weird just sitting around a rich dude's house, just a bunch of common folk,
Which
Well, technically, at least one of them looks a little bit as a noble.
Yeah. One former noble and a bunch of college.
Well, and yes. Oh, one thing I should.
Which inn are we going to?
Let's see. Why don't we go where? Or let me see the map.
It's 9 and 10. The solid tree.
Right,
the tired soul.
9's up there. Where's 10?
Right here.
10's over here.
I would recommend the tired soul. After all, that's where we stayed last time.
Very well. That sounds fine to me.
Luna just muttered.
Of course, you could probably just stay at the temple.
Well, there's still plenty of daylight to be had. No need to retire for the evening just yet.
All right.
I'm assuming.
You guys, yeah. I don't remember what time you guys got here, but it's probably in the afternoon.
3 o'clock.
Like
3.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys head over to the tavern with that incident.
Wait.
You walk down the. You guys are
Can
already...
Lloyd make a detour towards the arena?
Sure.
You may.
Of course he is.
I'll follow suit.
While they're doing that, Luna's gonna go ahead and take a bath and shit. So I'm not rolling for that.
Yeah.
Roll to take a bath.
Well, where exactly would I go to get my clothes? Is there I don't want to call it a laundromat, but would I was there a place I could a public bath I could go to clean up, or do I have to go to the river and take?
Yeah, there would be a public bath, but you could also get if you're getting a room at the end, you probably would be able to get a bath there too.
I meant for my clothes.
Yeah, you would wash your clothes in the bath probably.
All right, then I will probably do that as well.
I mean,
not at the same time as Luna, obviously.
You probably only have 1 or 2 sets of clothes anyway.
Yeah, exactly. They probably stank like nobody's business.
All right. Yeah. So you guys managed to you walk down the street. Walking down these streets, since you've already passed by the gates, anyways, you notice that there are way less people walking down these streets. They're a lot emptier, and most of the people walking down them are wealthy.
Do I know? Do any of them give us dirty looks or anything? Or any kind of
I think it's there are a lot more rich people walking here, but there are still some commoners who walk through this area.
Right.
So it's common enough that they don't pay anything. They don't even look at you.
It's not like they saw it's not the bull in a china shop where it's what's a filthy commoner doing here?
Yeah, but also, I mean, they have servants and stuff, so
sure.
Okay. They might just.
So they don't. I didn't know if our 2-month stank, you could tell just from walking, I didn't know if we had cartoon odor lines coming from us.
Oh yeah, they probably do. Maybe there's somebody that sort of thinks you smell really bad or something, but
they don't really say anything.
Yeah, I mean, you probably do smell worse than even a lot of the commoners, but. Such is the life of an adventurer.
All right.
Anyway, Lloyd. So, where are you? You're headed into the office, I guess, or are you just going into the arena to
the office to see if I can sign up?
Okay. Yeah. So you see the same old man, or not old man, but he's sort of middle-aged man, that was there from before. Who greets you as you walk in. And there's our champion. And Usopp, you're with him as well, right?
Yeah.
He says, there's our champion. And there's the man who fried our owlbear.
In the flesh.
What can I do for the two of you?
I'm just wondering if anyone has stepped up to challenge me yet.
I'm afraid not. But if you're looking to do a fight, perhaps I could have you fight some sort of animal or monster. We were planning on having a fight tomorrow anyway.
All right. Is
Yeah.
the is that a fur fighter here? Or was he summoned to the front lines as a mercenary?
Which one?
The one I fought,
Oh,
the
the
previous
previous
champion.
champion. Yes, I believe he's still around. He should be fighting in tomorrow's matches, I believe. He is not planning to re-challenge you, if that's what you're asking.
Huh, I see.
At least
Can
not
I-
for the moment.
Can I speak to him by chance? Or
I
is
guess
it
so. I don't necessarily know where he is at the moment. He's probably at his house. Well,
so what is there as competition for my fight for tomorrow?
well, we'll have a beast prepared for you to fight.
Will you prepare me one as well?
I can do that, yes.
This time, one from the back. Make it strong.
Make it strong, you say. Yeah.
Just give a little
Well,
wink.
I can do that. I just hope you don't fry this one.
I'll hold back.
Although I doubt that the will provide nearly as much gold as I was hoping for.
Yes, it will have less payout, but well, we can't have a challenger to the champion every single week. It's a
I understand.
rare occurrence. I'll be sure to let you know if you receive any challenges.
It must. I wonder how weird it was just for some random half elf to just show up and just challenge the champion out of nowhere and actually win.
Oh, it was certainly quite strange, but well, we've sold a lot more tickets since then, so I'm not complaining.
I
Yes,
wonder.
the crowds loved it.
I bet there's gonna be countless fans again. He shudders a little bit at the thought, just going like, I know I should be used to the attention, but being swarmed like that is definitely unsettling.
Well, there are many who'd kill for that kind of admiration. Well, very well. I will. I'll get you signed up for tomorrow then. Make sure you're both here by, shall we say, 5 p.m.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, and
That
make
will
sure that
do.
you're prepared to put on a show for the audience.
Oh, believe me, one way or another, tomorrow will be a show.
All right. So where are you guys headed to then?
I'm gonna go to my usual spot.
Okay.
Lloyd
When
start heading back
the temple
to the.
after taking a bath and stuff.
You mean the tavern?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to head back to the tavern.
I will say, because of my duties, I do have to remain kind of clean to perform in the Selûne temple. So I'm gonna definitely clean up and go to my rites.
That's fair. I think also I imagine Lloyd probably bathes more than the rest of you because as
Yeah,
a noble,
like I would say, like every time he rests at a inn, he just washes up always.
probably he's probably more used to bathing. than the rest
Versus
of
me,
you.
I'm just just living in the dirt, dirty, stinky.
I can just
true.
imagine the only one of the 4 right now that actually just came up clean is Lloyd. Because
I mean,
then we.
Usopp probably would also be clean, as an acolyte.
Yeah, I understand. Like, you have to present yourself, especially in royal court, because I have to present myself in the honor of Selûne. So I probably would have been passable. I'm not gonna say clean, but I'd be passable.
Yeah.
You don't stank.
No.
Yeah, I think it's
All
fair
right.
to say that you'd probably be pretty clean.
Okay. Let's see. What do we want to do? Well, I think we should probably discuss what we want to do about the Aboleth issue before we go off to the, do our own thing.
If that's the case, then I would. Well, actually, we agreed to meet up and discuss this, so I would go back to the tavern.
Or let's just say you never left for the temple.
Yeah, I never went to the temple yet.
Retcon.
Yeah.
All right, so
then I
retcon that like Disney should retcon the sequel trilogy of Star Wars.
All right. So, what were do you remember the name of those 2 senators they were talking about? There was one from Waitward and one from Smyrna.
I can tell you.
Kind of
Just tell me.
The one from Waitward was
politics.
Maro Dionysius.
I've never remembered
the one from Smyrna was Jovinus Bardus. And there was also the other one who was from Aspon, Nestorius Comnenus.
Well, I think we should definitely go to one of the 2 that isn't at Waitward. I don't know about the rest of the party, but that place just gave me I had a bad feeling about that place.
Waitward. Okay.
Yes. You don't
Is
remember
Waitward?
You remember
just
the mafia town?
I don't know if I was there for that.
Yeah, you missed that.
The dwarven slave mafia town.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Lloyd just shakes his head, going like, as much as I hate to associate myself with people like that, as a noble, you kind of had to deal with people like that, unfortunately. I'll handle a talk with him.
So are we splitting the party?
I mean,
No. The answer is no. It's not a question.
Yeah.
So I would suggest we probably visit one of the other ones first. I mean, which either one seems, one. Let me pull up the world map real quick. What's closer, Aspen or Smyrna, from where we are in the capital?
Aspon.
So maybe we should go there first.
Yeah, Aspon. You've been to both of them.
We've been to both.
Aspon was a lot. It's like a smaller. It's a much smaller town. They're both like trade towns. Smyrna is a huge city, almost as large as the capital.
Right.
So he's probably. I mean, he specifically mentioned about the guy from Aspon that he's not that powerful. You probably safe to assume that the guy from Smyrna is slightly more respected.
Then maybe
more powerful. Probably harder to get an audience with.
Then I guess we're going to probably should go to Smyrna then.
We should do this in order. We're looking from the ground. We're starting from the ground up, right?
That's true.
So maybe we should go for the smaller targets first. We've already have connections in a couple small towns. Let's get the tide rolling in our favor with small towns leading up to the big ones. If we try to tackle a big job too early, it could backfire in our face.
That's true.
Lloyd just goes like, but look at the path of this. Esbon should be our first priority, because to even get to Smyrna, we have to go from Esbon anyways. So it wouldn't hurt to stop there in the first place.
Oh, these people are they are in the capital for sure.
Oh.
I didn't mention that, but they are so they're, when I mean that they're from there, I mean that they're what he means to say is that I probably should have clarified. Their family is essentially currently the governor has governorship of that place.
So they're still
yeah, so basically they have a family member who's the governor there, and then they have another family member who's representing their interests in the Senate.
Beautiful. So we can stay local. I still think we should work our way from smallest to biggest.
Okay. Well, I think that that's probably a good idea. Do we have any objections?
Because if we can get one person on our side, who, even if the smallest person, who still has a say in the Senate, then that's one more person on our side to sway others.
Kind of a rolling domino effect.
Exactly.
Lloyd just puts his fist up to his chin as he starts stroking it, just pondering.
Oh, by the way, Lloyd, thanks for the introduction. Back there.
The introduction to what?
Oh, if I can remember correctly, it said these are my companions.
And you didn't include me.
And Luna.
Well, you weren't in the party at the time, and I kind of just didn't remember your name.
I just nudged
like
you.
Out of character.
I just nudge you. I just nudge you real quick, and you're like poke teasing.
Wow.
All right.
Just
into the
shake his head all night, just like, sorry.
All right. So
when you're focused on trying to be as appropriate as possible, trying to have a certain way of speaking, you kind of forget about all of the details, and you have to focus on some.
I understand. Do you realize I hold sway in the church? You can use me.
Oops.
Right.
All right. Well, I think a good plan of action. Then we start with the senator from Asbon, sorry, and we work our way up. So, again, I ask again: any objections? No.
Lloyd just goes like, I just hope that if we do get audience, we can handle this before 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Well, if I have a suspicion that it's going to be a while before the senator has a vacancy that we can occupy in terms of meeting with us. Who
That
knows?
is true.
It could be a while. But in any case, why don't we? I will go ahead and go back to see Marco, and I will let him know what our plan is, and I will have him write some kind of letter or something that we can take, with us. So that way, we aren't just showing up at this random person's house and be like, and obviously. Oh, go ahead.
Plus, I can. Every day we spend here is a day I can spend gathering more resources fighting in the Colosseum when we're not handling political discussions and me focusing on writing a book.
Right. Yes, I'm sure your fans would love to see you more and more. Can't get enough of you.
I'm sure your fans would be delighted. Actually, should I start making posters now? The return of the champion.
Lloyd just
Minor image.
kind of looks at him nervously, just going like, I think that the fans will be coming up with plenty of their own. We probably don't need to make our own.
Nope, it's already decided. I'm making posters. You
He
want
wasn't-
a night? You want a fight night, don't you?
He wasn't asking permission.
You want this? This is what the fans want. This is what have you never heard of advertising?
I mean,
While those two were going off and talking about that, I just get up and I pay for my drinks and I start walking over to Marco's to let him know what we're doing. For brevity's sake, otherwise we're going to be here all night.
All right.
So we don't need to RP this, so we can just.
Panda.
Yeah, you head over
gave her
to.
the idea.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
Oh
you,
no.
You head over
yep.
to.
Yep. No, we have to do this.
Lloyd just puts both of his hands on his face before just hitting the table with his elbows just before letting out a loud
It's rough being the champion.
I'm sorry, but it was
your shoes are now fatal.
It was your idea, admittedly. But Luna heard you say posters, went and just started drawing. What role do I need to do that for, by the way? For the posters. What role?
Oh, you can just make them.
Okay.
It's gonna be a simple inscription. We're just gonna post them all over the bulletin boards. The champion returns tomorrow night.
Oh God.
All right.
Well, she's drawing. She's
so
straight up drawing like pictures of him. On the
It's all right. It's not like we're trying to progress the story or anything.
So in the meantime,
you know that every single RPG has to have that moment of something important is about to happen in the story, and then you go on hours on end doing side quests.
Yep.
This is that moment.
All right.
But no,
all right.
seriously, get talk to Greenspell. Get word out. If they won't meet us immediately, at least send a letter and see when they'll meet us.
Right. That's what I was going to talk to Marco about. See, get a letter. We're going to probably tomorrow or maybe even tonight. If he'll tell me where to go, I'll go and I will speak on our behalf. And hopefully, if they are available, they can give us an appointment or even just listen to us now. And if not, then we know, if they give us an appointment later, then we can, figure it out.
All right.
And then, so.
Beautiful.
Anyway, I'm off then. Knock, and then close the door. Yeah, just walk up and walk away. Well, actually, there was one other thing. How do you feel comfortable with talking on everyone's behalf, or do you want to come with me? And saying this, I look directly at Lloyd.
Lloyd just nods before going like, It is most likely for our best interests, but I always come along for political discussions, considering I am the most accustomed to this.
All right. Well,
Plus, I can be rather convincing when I need to be.
right. Well, you do have your fight tonight, yes?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow then. Well, perhaps let's see if the well, I'll go talk to Marco, and I will be back. Hopefully, if not too, it doesn't take too long. We might be able to speak with the noble senator from there, and by tonight. If not, well, then we just do it tomorrow.
All right. So, you easily enough head back over to Marco's house. And yeah, you go and speak with him. He pretty much tells you, you know, he's not gonna give you his house. He doesn't think that he would just let you in, but he'll go and speak with him as soon as he can, and try and arrange a meeting for you with him if you can.
Okay.
He says he'll send. He's like, oh, so where are you staying? You tell him you're staying at this inn. He says, okay, I'll send Jeeves over there to tell you once I have a meeting set up when it is and where to go and everything.
All right. Very good, sir.
All right.
Real quick,
Yep.
real quick. Is there we're in the capital, right? So
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a signature from this temple.
All right.
So
Yep. You can go and speak with the leader of this temple. You know that it is a man named Orias. Since this is the capital, he's pretty much the Pope. He's like, well, I mean, essentially the Selunite Pope, the sort of head priest over all the head priests. But you still managed to get an audience with him, helped along by your signature from the guy from the key. And so you see
have 2 signatures now, right?
Yeah, from Crown Point and the key. Yep.
Okay, cool, beautiful.
So you sort of enter into, it's I'm sort of imagining, it's like a room filled with lots of like gilding, all very opulent, and you see a sort of older looking man who's also wearing very rich opulent clothing, who greets you as you enter. Hello. You were supposed to be meeting with me. What is this about?
News has come up. Dreadful news. May I sit?
Yes, of course. He gestures to a seat in front of him.
This is going to take some time to explain, but a beast, a sworn enemy, has appeared that the temple itself must right. It's wrong. The Aboleths. We are a group of individuals and I have encountered not only one, but there seems to be a layer of them growing in the dark. This is a direct violation of our goddess's code. All I ask is a signature to present, hopefully for some weight, to present to the council, to know that the temple is backing this holy mission.
All right. I'll have you roll persuasion.
Of course. Give me 2 seconds. I don't have my character sheet up.
Question: How much would paper be?
Probably more expensive than you think. Since this is medieval times. Let's say you could buy like a stack of 50 papers for maybe a gold piece or something. Okay. So okay. 19 persuasion. So that's pretty much enough where Arias, he sort of ponders it for a moment, kind of scratching his chin. Finally, he says, "Yes, I believe that it is the will of the goddess to destroy these creatures. I will give you my signature. You will have the support of the entire Selunite Church." And he brings out a quill, signs a piece of paper, closes it up, and he melts some wax onto it, puts his stamp, and hands it over to you.
I would also like to discuss, and I'll just info dump basically everything that has occurred. I will leave out no detail on what they are, how we fought them. I'm just not gonna RP that lengthy of a
Okay.
have a conversation.
8 hours later.
8 hours later.
Here's everything that's happened in the entire campaign so far.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Okay. And then I will take the signature, or the piece of paper, the letter, tuck it in my
Alright.
robes, and just, it's an honor meeting you, sir.
Yes, of course. May Seluna guide you.
May Seluna guide you.
All right. Awesome. Well, that went well. All right. Anything else you guys want to do before the day's over?
Well, let's see.
Luna has created 10 posters.
Good work. I imagine by this time it's probably already like 6 p.m., maybe even later.
I will.
Question: has
Probably go
people
back.
started to recognize Lloyd at this point?
People will probably definitely recognize you,
Oh
I
no.
would say.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
Lloyd didn't realize did Lloyd realize what Luna was doing?
Lloyd, at this point, it has realized. In fact, he has already reacted to that.
Oh, that's
If you
like,
haven't
putting his hands to his head. I thought that was just how do you say the name? How do you say the name?
What name?
Panda.
Usopp.
Oh, Usopp?
Usopp.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was just Usopp. I didn't realize that was his drawing.
Lloyd just didn't say anything because he knows that he can't stop Luna and the others from doing this, much to his dismay.
You hand him to me?
A chance to draw.
If you hand him to me, I'm gonna go outside and start hear ye.
At least this isn't nearly as bad as the whole thing that Frederick did to Crom. If you do not know, I understand, but Mara Jane definitely knows what Frederick did.
Luna gives
At least
Luna gives the posters that she's drawn to
Usopp.
Usopp.
Yep.
There's only 10 there.
That's fine. I'm gonna stand outside the tavern and hear ye. The champion has come again.
This is going to be funny.
Okay. Yeah, so you see some people who are kind of gathered around. They look pretty interested. Some people are kind of grabbing posters, looking. You're starting to gather a kind of a crowd. I guess you can do a performance check to see how many how well you do as a crier. Usopp.
Yep.
Yeah, 14.
I got it.
Yeah, you draw sort of a decent crowd. You know, maybe there's like 20 or 30 people who kind of gather around from the street and start listening to you talk about the champion coming back.
Give a nice passionate speech.
Gonna be a problem. Oh no.
There's going to be a the champion has returned. Unfortunately, he is not being challenged, but you may see his prowess in battle against a beast. Come one, come all to tomorrow's event.
Can Lloyd do a stealth check to see if he can get away from the tavern and from the group of people?
Okay, go for it.
We have caused problems.
Is that good enough? Oh no!
Nope.
Lloyd just goes like, just mentally in his head, just going like, "What have I done to myself?"
Hearing the commotion outside, I get up, I turn myself into a bear with wild shape, and I make a loud roar at the crowd.
Yeah, all right. That's a make an intimidation check.
Okay.
I'm surprised that Usopp didn't
9.
try to sell them the posters.
So,
Okay, so can I do this? Can I do something?
yeah.
I'm with that intimidation. I'm gonna use a minor illusion, dress the bear in flowers. And say, look, the champion has already won one beast under his control. Look at his prowess.
Make a performance check.
Lloyd just slaps his face, just going like,
3. Okay.
I'm
So,
just
the
going
people-
like, I really hate you guys.
The people
You know
don't
that?
seem particularly convinced by either thing. They're not convinced that they're not scared of the bear, but they're also not really that impressed by your parlor tricks. They're starting to lose the crowd. They're starting to disperse just because they're getting bored.
Lloyd just
Fine.
goes like,
Can I like go and like actually no, that would cause more attention. I'm gonna turn back into my human form.
Okay.
Lloyd
sucks.
just walks up to him and just backs him over the head, going like,
Ow!
Who
I was trying to help
smacking over the
you.
head?
What was that
"Can I
for?
make a strength check? Can I make a strength check just to see if it actually hurts him?"
Go for it.
Unarmed strike.
Okay.
Is that for green spell or is that for Usopp?
Me.
Okay.
Well,
For the one who just transformed into a bear and was trying to attract all the attention.
Attract
was
attention.
it,
I was
that was
trying to
it.
scare them away.
Oh, it's for the
hit
one
him?
who was just trying to attract all the attention with the posters.
Oh, that'd be
That's Usopp.
That's definitely me.
Yeah, not I.
Yeah, you
It's-
managed to whack him solidly. Definitely. You give him
Oh,
a solid,
Lloyd just
solid thwack.
goes like, "Why are you like this? Why do you torment me?"
What are you talking about, champion? You should be praised from here to high heavens. I'll give you a little
Lloyd,
smirk.
Next, he's going to tell you that he's your manager now, and he's asking you want you to pay him.
Lloyd just sighs, just going like, "You know, it's times like these where I really hate you guys. You know that?"
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to help you here. I know. Trust me. I don't like I think all the noise and everything is annoying. So
Luna's just
Hey,
passing out papers. All she
you know,
wanted to do is draw.
all right. Well,
Yeah, I guess I am the mastermind behind this.
you kind of are. I mean, you kind of are. I mean, not gonna lie, you're kind of the one that is responsible for all of this. Well-
You're to blame.
Yes. Well, in any case.
Well,
I think they're gone. So I think we have. You can.
The fans
You
just
have some
kinda
privacy
left
for a
after
little
Luna
bit.
Gave them posters.
There you go.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do today? Are we gonna sort of skip forward in time?
Can I beat up?
Back-
Can I beat up Usopp? No, just kidding.
Yeah, go for it. Roll to
I'm
murder.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding. It goes against my religion to kill people indiscriminately.
Oh,
Right.
that's the thing, though. You said only killing is not allowed.
Yeah, beating him up is
Beating
totally
the
okay.
ever living shit out of him and making him regret the day he was born is on the table.
There you go.
That's true, although I also don't feel like becoming fried bacon again. That sucked the first time. I already got fried once. I don't want to get fried again. It was not a fun experience. Knowing Usopp, he'll just use his lightning and like one-shot me like every other fight that he's used it in.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Well, to be
Right.
fair, he has nerf. He has received a nerf.
that's true. And he's gone.
Yeah. Oops.
All right.
Oh, you
Oh, he
accidentally
probably
ended up killing him after all.
All right.
All right. So yeah, we'll fast forward in time to the next day then.
Ba-dum-bum.
So you guys,
Luna's just happy she
I'm
got
guessing
to
it was
go.
I'm guessing Usopp probably goes and sleeps at the temple, but the rest of you sleep in the inn.
Did Usopp leave?
Yeah, I think he might be having
Didn't he
some
go
troubles
to
with
the
Discord or
temple?
something.
Okay. Here's a fun RP. So let's just say the next day or before we go to, I would go out to like get a walk because I'm like annoyed at everything going on with all of the fans, and I'm just like, and I come across like a merchant shop, and they're selling like toys and stuff, and I find a pinwheel, and I buy it. I'll say it's like I don't know, it's like a silver piece. Fair, would you say?
Okay, yeah, sure.
And then I like cut. I try to like, break it, and I cut the whatchamacallit off the wood end part, so it's just the pinwheel.
Okay.
And I come back to the tavern, and I see Mara, and I'm like, "This is for you." I like see it, and I spin it, and
My Discord died. Oh, okay. What
I
is he
I
trying
heard
to
the
do?
kid. I think they call it a fidget spinner or something.
Oh my
Anyway, that's what the person called it at the store. And she just died.
Oh dear. Is that the GM going, oh dear, about the fidget spinner?
Probably.
No, that was about his Discord dying. Sorry.
Oh, well, there you go.
Why did his Discord
You looked a little
die?
bored in our meetings, so maybe this will help you.
I didn't understand what was going on.
Well, now you don't have to.
She does grab it and starts immediately spinning it, though.
Of
There you
course.
Luna is a child.
I'm sitting there laughing like, you are a child, though. You've said that yourself.
That is true. Luna is 100% a child.
Like, you can't. Well, I mean, it's like you can't just do anything about it. It's like you literally are a child.
It
Yeah.
is true.
You're an older child, but you're still a child.
Yeah. She has one more year until she's an adult, so.
Gotcha. Will
All right.
next day. Sorry, fun little RP. Next day.
All right. So you guys will wake up.
You don't actually have to add that to your character sheet if you don't want to. That's up to you.
And
I'm
Greenspell, he
adding
goes
it.
out and
I'm
buys a
adding it. I
pinwheel.
don't care.
He makes.
I buy a fidget. Just call it a fidget
Yeah,
spinner. Just
he
call it what it
goes
is.
and he buys a fidget spinner.
A medieval fidget spinner for. Maybe I should get one for Lloyd and then the rest of the party too. Maybe they'll. I'm just thinking to myself. Maybe I should get one. That way.
You want
Anyway.
me to tell you how to spell it, Mara?
I have it, actually.
Okay.
This time around.
Are you sure?
I don't think it's a
So-
spelling issue. It's probably a typing issue.
Around let's say like 9 or 10, Jeeves shows up and he tells you that they've been able to arrange a meeting. And a meeting with Nestorius, and so you should go and meet at his house, which he gives you the address for.
Okay.
around noon.
Today?
Yes.
Wow, that was
That was
surprising.
quick.
Okay.
Luna grabbed. I'm so glad that I'm changing Luna into her fine clothing rather than keeping her in her common clothing.
Can I just say that Lloyd changes into his, like, as told about this, just changes into his noble clothes?
Why are you?
I guess I should probably go get some nicer clothes if we're going to be mixing with high society. And look, like you're all wearing nice clothes, and I'm wearing what looks basically like a sack of potatoes.
Luna does have
Yeah,
two
I imagine,
clothing, but I don't think it would fit Greenspell.
Oh no! You're a dragonborn, and I'm a halfling. It's
yeah.
No.
Yeah, Luna's like, she's got clothes from being in royal court, so she's got like gold embroidered, fancy.
No.
Lloyd has clothes from being a noble.
No.
I'm wearing a potato sack, basically.
Yeah.
No.
Or in equivalent.
They're not like the gold. No, I have. It's more just like, how do I put this? It's when I put finer clothing. It means like more so like. It's more like, how do I put this? Can I
more
get a picture
expensive
real quick to show it?
Just put it in the Discord chat.
Yeah, if you can. I was somewhat exaggerating, but I think all of you probably have a backstory to have very nice clothing, except for Greenspell, who's
I'm a stinky.
He's from a
guy.
small village.
Yes, the fact that I'm wearing clothes at all is a godsend.
So true.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not a barbarian.
Unlike a certain someone else that we used to have in our party.
That's true. Although, wait, we didn't ever had a barbarian, did we?
No. I thought that Dormatu was.
He's technically.
I think
he's like half.
In barbarian.
He's a triple multi-class, right? In fighter, fighter, ranger, and
No, he ended up not multi-classing into fighter. He just has barbarian and ranger.
Oh.
Yeah, he actually said he was going to multi-class.
Wasn't he first a barbarian though?
No.
Nope, he was first a ranger.
Oh.
That was before you joined the campaign though.
Yeah.
I think he multi-classed before you started with us.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I just saw double axes, and I just saw that as like the standard barbarian thing.
He is barbarian. The reason he multi-classed is because he picked ranger, but then he never behaved like a ranger.
Because rangers suck. I'm sorry, but
I mean, true.
5e rangers are not very good. Just play a fighter with a bow.
Yeah, basically. That's why it made sense.
Is it bad that that's essentially what Lloyd is? Just a fighter that has like both a rapier and buckler, and his fighting style is archery. So he's literally just.
Except it's
better.
You're basically a better version of a ranger.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason why you beat him every single time you fought against him is because he was ranger.
Right.
They're just bad. But yeah.
Alright, well.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go out and buy some new clothes then. If I'm gonna be.
Except, like, obviously Luna has red hair, but like.
Okay.
And ignore the apple.
Does anyone want to come along and
I could use some fine clothes.
All right.
Luna,
all right, Usopp. Let's
Luna will come, obviously, but like she has no clue what's gonna go on.
Okay. So I'm good. Let's see. Where would I find a tailor, or even just a clothing merchant? Would that be in the plaza?
So you could go to the plaza. There would be basically yeah, there'd probably be some like clothiers or tailors who have set up market stalls. You could also try and find someone that owns a brick and mortar store just randomly in the city somewhere.
Like a half man's warehouse.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a halfling, so I'm a half a man. Yeah. Anyway, so, well, first let's go to the plot. I guess let's find a brick and mortar store. Would that still be over? Hang on, where's over here?
Yeah, it probably would be in the area of the forum.
Okay. Where am I? Where's my? Oh, I'm on top of somebody. There we go. Yes. Usopp, get off me!
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're so short. I didn't see you there.
How rude.
So
I start cussing into word and druidic. I'm just like, all right. So, do I find a store or do I have to like?
Yeah, easily enough. Easily enough. You find
right.
a clothier, or tailor, I guess. So you find one that's seems to be in the
Lloyd also
like
follows into the plaza.
It's on the fancier end, but not being like super duper fancy. Fancy, but still affordable fancy.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Since Lloyd is in the plaza, are people just going to just start to swarm him again for autographs? Since
roll initiative.
Yeah. Roll stealth.
This is like going to be.
no.
This is going to be Alex's worst city.
15. Yeah, I think you managed to. It's probably you kind of like cover yourself up a little bit, and it's
Lloyd just takes
crowded enough
like
that,
a hood and just like puts it over his head as he constantly just looks down.
You wear the Groucho Marx glasses and mustache and nose thing.
No, Lloyd just puts a hood over his head and just constantly points it towards the ground, just
you
trying
manage
not to reveal his face that much.
You sort of blend in with the crowd, and nobody really notices you.
All right. So
the main reason why I say that is it's kind of hard to miss a red-haired half-elf.
Well, you're probably more. I mean, this is a big city. There are plenty of half-elves.
Well, I have something that might be able to help you with that. I reach in my bag and I pull out a thing of charcoal and I crush it in my hand and I I like clap my hands in front of like on top of you.
Lloyd just goes like, I do not think that is.
Your hair's black now.
Lloyd just can I make a dex check?
You're trying to avoid him.
It would be a dex save.
Yeah, it would be a dex save. 15.
And yeah, you say 15 is a save. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, given that my spell save DC is 14, it's a save.
Yeah, you manage to sort of duck out of the way just as he does that.
Just like, what?
Lloyd just looks at him and just goes like, please do not do anything that involves changing my clothes or anything like that unless I say I'm fine with it.
Okay.
If you really want to stand, you really don't want to stand out, I can turn you into a cat.
Lloyd just shakes his head and just goes like, preferably no.
Is he I'm surrounded by idiots meme?
Yeah, that's pretty much Lloyd right now.
All right, so I go into the store. I meet the tailor. I'm assuming he needs to measure me and all that.
Yeah, he does some measurements. He says, "Wow, you're very small. Smallest customer I've ever had. I have to specially make some stuff, but that's okay. I can do it."
I ask if he can get it done by today. Can he do a rush order?
He says, "Yeah, sure. I can get you some
Or
some nice
even
clothes."
you don't have
Uh,
anything on the rack that would fit me.
he has some stuff that he'll have to tailor it a little bit, but it'll only take him like 15, 30 minutes or something. So he after like 15, 30 minutes of tailoring, he brings out some clothes. They're a lot nicer than the clothes you're currently wearing, but still not like super opulent or anything. I guess he could sell it to you for, let's say, like a two gold pieces.
All right, I reach into my give him 2 gold pieces, and I say I say thank you. Have a nice day
Yep.
and all that.
All right. Yeah.
And then
Was
I
there
walk
anything
out.
else?
And while he's doing that, I'm like walking out, and I'm like, I don't know where do I put my hands? I can't and I'm just like, this looks really, Imagine if we will, like I look out, and I'm just like, imagine the look a cat would have if you tried to put a costume on it. Exactly. That's exactly the kind of like look I have in my face. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Gotcha.
Because I've never, keep in mind, I've never had any experience with that before. I'm like, I look ridiculous.
I would also like to purchase one, probably like just dark blue. If something off the shelf, dark blue, dark gray, something nice.
Okay, sure.
Don't.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be two gold pieces. I'm sure you're. Yeah. They'll have something your size probably off the shelf,
Yeah. Okay, 2 gold
or
pieces.
maybe with some minor adjustments. Yeah. 2 gold
Yeah,
pieces.
of course, gotta fit.
All right. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to do for your important meeting?
No, I think we're good.
All right. So noon time rolls around, and you guys head off to the senator's house in Astorius. This house is it's a fair bit larger than Marco's house. There's a gate. It's sort of gated. As you walk up, you see there's a servant standing out. He looks you over as you approach.
Also, can we
Yep, go ahead.
can we put the weapons back in the bag of holding?
Yeah, I
Find
kind of
out.
assumed that you just kept them in there.
They never came out of the bag. They're still in
Right.
there.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
they
So
did, I think
as you guys
Lloyd's
approach the
only one
gate,
who took 'em
there's
out.
Oh,
so you can put them back in now. That's fine.
shoot.
So as you approach, you see a servant who's sort of manning the gate. He looks you over as you approach. So you're the ones who are to meet with Nestorius Comnenus. Is that correct?
Yes.
Nods and curtsies.
We would like to. Yes, we would like to have a audience with him.
Very well. He was expecting you, and he opens the gate. Follow me. He leads you into through like a small little garden area, and then into kind of an open. It sort of opens into this like kind of I'm not even sure what you would call it, but there's no wall dividing the garden into kind of this like living area of the house where he has some benches and couches sort of set up, and there you see sort of laying on one of the couches a man with dark hair who looks to be about in his 30s. As you approach, he stands up and greets you. Ah, you must be the ones that Marco told me about. I am Nestorius.
That is correct. I am Lloyd Brandel of a former house from another continent. House Brandel. Not sure if you heard of it. And
Yes.
these are my companions, Greenspell, Luna, and why is that one?
Usopp. Yep.
Usopp.
He says,
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It is well to meet you. I am Nestorius of House Comnenus. I am a council. I'm on the Council of Fathers. He sort of gestures to a purple stripe going down his clothes. What was it that you came to see me about? I heard that you needed some support for something in the Senate. Is that correct?
Yes. I am hoping to. We are hoping to gain audience with them so we can tell them about this new threat of a group of aboleth lurking together. I was hoping to introduce a bill of a ways to counter them, at least make it so that the cities are more well protected so they don't invade our any cities to enslave any people.
Yes. Marco told me about these aboleth. They do sound concerning, but, well, I'm not sure that I should be willing to help you. After all, you haven't done anything for me, and as far as I'm concerned, these aboleth, as you put it, they don't seem to pose much of a threat to myself, the Empire, or Aspon in particular. Why should I support this bill?
Well, it's a tidal wave effect of sort. It's sure it doesn't seem that big, but the more cities these things take, the more people that they enslave and they grow their empire, bit by bit, your power slowly drains as they build up theirs until it gets to the critical point where they can just overthrow you. I'm not saying we're instantly swapping the troops onto this like it's a critical thing. It's going to be an overtime thing. That's not going to risk any of your economic or political power whatsoever.
Well,
in fact, it could provide comfort to the people.
If it's not so critical, then I'm not sure that I should bother supporting it. But I suppose if you did something for me, then perhaps I could be persuaded to present this bill before the council.
I would like to stand up and real quick and
Okay.
Be back. I'm using.
just offer
Be back. I'm
offer
using
some
your
letters. This goes beyond just pure political. The church is involved as well. I have signatures. This is our mortal enemy. This is a righteous mission. This is a holy mission.
He looks him over. Well, that is impressive, I must say. I suppose if we could get this before the council, this would certainly hold some sway, these letters. But in any case, I don't think that I would like to present this unless it benefits me in some way. Why should I?
Well spoke.
Lloyd just comments, going like, well,
All right, but I have to keep my shirt on. No, I'm kidding.
Lloyd just...
I'm kidding. I didn't actually say that.
Lloyd just goes like, look, if this bill passes, you can claim yourself to be one of the forefront people to put it behind it since you're the first one we asked. And if this bill goes over with the people and in the Senate, wouldn't that would increase your power, would it not?
To some degree. Though most of our power comes from the city of Aspon.
How much money do you want?
So
Lloyd
More
just
than you have, friend.
it seems you have something
Lloyd
weighing on your
just
mind.
sighs, going like, "You really think bribing a noble like that would really work? He has most likely thousands, if not tens of thousands, of gold pieces. You think a few hundred gold will tempt him to do a bill so simply?"
I was merely jesting, of course. Obviously, a low life like myself has nothing compared to the great senator of Aspen.
And then he pulls out his giant gem.
It seems you have something on your mind. Do you need something taken care of?
Well, there's something, though I doubt that you would be able to handle it.
Try me.
I suppose if you could handle it, I would certainly have much reason to support you. You see, the city of Aspon is where most of our power is derived from. But in recent years, we've had um, a great deal of struggle. You see, we rely heavily on trade coming from the east. But in recent years, the barbarians have sort of arranged
Yes,
themselves under.
I've heard about this.
Yes, they've
Barbarians are getting to such a point that the militia are being called to the forefront for an expedition.
well,
Are you suggesting that you want to hire us as a mercenary force to take out the ones near your city, and in
well,
return, you'll
you may
support this bill?
you may be aware, but Aspon is sort of the front line of this. We would be the first city affected by these barbarian incursions. And not only that, but trade coming in from the east has been greatly disrupted by their activities. They've organized themselves under some new king or something. I'm not sure myself. I don't really care how it's dealt with. Whether they're all dead or whether they just leave us alone. Makes no difference to me. All I care
Lloyd,
about is that we get back to normal.
Lloyd just comments, going, "Has I could provide to be a effective commander. I have experience leading troops
Loading.
onto
Loading
battlefield
special effects engine.
Well,
and military tactics.
if
I
you think that you could convince their king to leave us alone, or if you go out and defeat his armies in the field, or you just kill him in his sleep, and it doesn't matter to me, as long as the problem is dealt with. If you can do that, and some miracle that would be, but if you can do that, then certainly you'd have my support.
must I'll lead the armies against this. Plus, if we deal with this threat, it opens up troops that can be used for the new bill. It's a win-win.
That is true. I will say, though, I'm not sure that you'll just be allowed to lead the armies. Uh, the armies are being personally organized by the Consul Justianus. He intends to lead them himself. I doubt that he would just allow you to walk in and take control of his armies for him.
I'm not asking for the entire army. Maybe like a battalion or two.
Well, I suppose that I could talk to him, but I'm not sure why he should give you control of any forces.
Would killing a aboleth be considered worthy enough?
Well,
Because
no doubt that is quite the deed, though it doesn't really speak to your ability as a commander as much as your ability as a soldier.
I was the main tactician behind it and decided all the decisions that led into our victory during that battle, despite our limited resources.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. Can I use my
Inspiration.
If-
You can.
inspiration?
So that would make it a 23. He says, after a minute of thinking on it, well, I don't have the authority to make that decision, but perhaps I can arrange for you to meet with Consul Justianus. I suppose if you speak with him, and perhaps you can convince him, then perhaps he would allow you to lead some soldiers. I don't know that he would give you command of very many, but he could perhaps allow you to take some men with you.
I'm asking is for a chance to meet him and talk to him. That is all that I ask for. I thank you.
Yes, very well then.
Before he bows.
I'll arrange a meeting with the consul if I can. I suppose that I will send for you if I am able to arrange a meeting in the next few days. Otherwise, of course, you can return here and ask to see if I've managed to arrange something. I wouldn't expect for this to be a quick process, you mind. The consul is quite a busy man.
I expected so. I know how long and tedious these political processes can take.
Well, very well. I wish you the best of luck with your meeting with the consul then. And I do hope that you're capable of dealing with this problem that's befallen my city.
I thank you, sir. Me and my friends will be taking our leave now.
Yes, my servant will show you to the exit. And he gestures to the servant who led you in. And with that, you stand up and follow him out to the garden, and then out past the gate, into the entrance to his house. All right.
What was
Lloyd.
that?
What?
What was what?
I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, what are you trying to do? No, I'm like, there's no way that the console is just gonna let you just take command of like a garrison even. Like, do you even have any military experience besides our incursion with the Apollon?
Yes. Remember what I told you?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's right. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Luna just goes, and this is why you
well, apparently
see me on the throne.
Well, exactly. And well, I'm not the one that needs to be convinced. So it's a long shot. But, I mean, if anyone can do it, if any of us could do it, it'd be you.
This is true.
Plus, it's still worth a shot, even if it doesn't work out in the end.
Well,
at the very least, talk to the commander, see what you can get. Let's see what we can be able to do, and if everything falls through, it still seems like we have a barbarian problem on our hands before we can get to Diablos.
That is true. We could just go over there and just, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Deal with it ourselves. Maybe. I'd rather not have it come to that, but if that's what ends up happening, then, well, I guess there's no way around it.
Lloyd just sighs a little bit before saying, I do admit, though, there is a more selfish motive behind this. More so of my hope of being able to restore my house.
Right.
Luna
It's
doesn't.
all
Well-
about the glory.
I didn't say that it was for glory.
I
It's
mean, that's
just-
pretty much what you. Well, in any case.
Well,
I don't care about my own legacy, but my family's is that I lived to grow by. Seeing it fall to ashes and completely forgotten hurts, you know?
Well. Well, what do we do in the meantime? It could be any.
What time is it?
It'd probably be. So that meeting was at noon, and it didn't take that long. So it's probably only like 12:30 or something.
sounds like we should probably get ready for a fight. Maybe watch a couple of the other ones. Let's take a day off.
That
Hmm.
would help boost our morale.
Luna's
Alright.
just
I
like,
Plus-
suppose.
Luna just goes, "Can I go back to before watching this fight? Can I go back into my comfy clothes?"
Sure, I'll go with you.
No, you're not allowed.
I
I feel
should
like-
probably change into my combat attire as well.
Oh, don't forget these. And I pull out your sword. You might want this.
We're still in the
Yeah.
main area. We're still in the palace area, I think.
Oh,
Now they're by
We're-
the tavern now.
we're moving. We're doing this while we're walking, so we're no longer in the high. Yeah, we're not like,
Lloyd-
oh, I'm just pulling up to some noble's house with a sword. Like, yeah, no.
Okay,
Lloyd just
making sure.
takes the
It'd be the equivalent of
guy-
going into the downtown of a major city and just pulling out a thing of TNT or a stick of dynamite. Just like, oh yeah, you might want this, and it's like, and having a fuse lit. I'm just like, oh, okay, nope, and yeah, I'm not that crass, or my character isn't that crass. I would hope. Needless to say, though, I think he has become. Yeah, well, yeah, I think it's fair to say that Greenspell has become a bit more. What's a good word? Jaded about the whole political process. Now that we've seen it firsthand.
How
How?
does he have respect that Lloyd can handle it surprisingly well?
I trust Lloyd can handle it, but I'm like, I guess the character of Greenspell's like annoyed with the whole political process, and it's like just taking forever to get what we need to done. You have to remember, Greenspell comes from a place where basically it was kind of isolated, never really had connections with, the outside. I don't say outside world, but besides the people within the colony, there was some sort of government structure there. But other than that, it's like we just kind of kept to ourselves.
Luna just finds the whole
So
thing,
all this
like,
politics, all this politics stuff is new to me.
Luna doesn't like it, nor does she understand it.
Right.
Luna is a performer.
Anyway.
So that is 100%
Alright.
what she
Yeah,
is.
where are you guys?
So we'll go
Where
to
you
the
guys headed?
We'll go to the tavern. Well, I guess it's the inn because we stayed the night there. We'll go back. I'm gonna get changed out of these fancy clothes, and I'm like, yeah, throw them in the bag of holding, and I don't even fold them. I just take them in a pile and just yeet them in there.
Luna gets back onto her.
And I put my regular clothes back on. I'm like, oh, much better.
All right.
So, and
Luna just finds the entire thing of politics boring, and then she doesn't
Yeah,
understand it. So it's like,
As well as there's no fire involved.
You can't just run in there and just start burning it. You can't just go and burninate your enemies. Not in this.
When you can.
Well, that's like gets you a one-way ticket. That gets you a one-way ticket to the whatchamacallit.
The jail cell.
To the
block.
To the
bridge.
gallows.
Yeah. True.
Anyway, well, I guess it depends on who you're burninating.
Or worse,
Yeah.
maybe.
Or
Who
worse.
knows?
Maybe they'll cut off your tongue or something, or cut out your tongue.
Or they'll put you on a cross, or burn you alive, or who knows? This is a fun world where who knows what kinds of creative ways they can find to kill.
Maybe they'll stick like tiny like needles under your fingernails.
Yeah, see, there are
Yeah.
lots of. If you go in and kill the head of state, who knows what?
Yeah.
Fun
Draw and
punishments they can
quarter.
come up for you.
You can be kill hauled.
All right.
All right, so
What are you guys going to be getting up to? You got a few hours before
the fight.
fight starts.
I want to watch the fights that are going on earlier.
Okay.
Lloyd decides to follow
any
as
betting?
well.
Mm.
You see, there's a guy who's fighting.
Wait,
really
how much
big
do we
wolf?
have to pay to get in?
It's probably like, let's say 3 gold pieces. No, 2 gold pieces.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
If you're participating, do you get in for free?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Not
Then
much,
I
though.
paid the 2 gold pieces.
Okay. All right.
Lloyd isn't betting, he's just watching the battles, trying to get an idea of how capable every person is there.
The guy, he sort of stands at a distance, and he sort of stabs at the wolf with a long spear. The wolf dodges out of the way, but the man catches it a little bit with a spear. The wolf
Oh, I
lunges
remember
at the man.
there was something I needed to do. So I'm not going to be at the fights until later.
Okay.
I was going to go to the university and go to like, I guess it would be like the geology or history department and have them inspect the gemstone and the diadem that I got from the Aboleth player. And also the glowstone too. The glowing stone. You can do that after this fight. That's fine. I'll wait my turn.
Okay. So the wolf lunges at the man who's in the arena. It takes a large gash out of him, but he's still standing. And then he is going to attempt to stab the wolf. And he succeeds. And so the wolf tries to dodge out of the way, but he manages to take a step back and stab it with his spear. The wolf lunges forward again, and takes a large bite out of him. The man is looking bloodied. He looks like he's barely standing at this point, but he still manages to take a step back and stab the wolf again with his spear. And now the wolf is limping and looks severely wounded. It lunges forward one more time, and at this, the man collapses onto the ground. He looks like he's severely wounded. You see some people coming in from the sides now as the wolf starts to tear into him. You see some people coming in from the sides who pull back the wolf and then drag the man out.
Not so
Alright.
successful, that one.
It's barbaric.
All right. Yeah. We'll.
Excuse me.
Okay. We're over at the university, where Greenspell.
Yep.
So you walk over, and with a bit of kind of wandering around, you manage to find. So there's there would be definitely a geology department and a history department. Which one did you want to go to first?
We'll do history first. Well, first off, I'm going to stop by our good friend Dr. G. Starts with G. I know that much. Sorry. Hang on. Don't tell me.
Seth Graham.
Graham, thank you, Graham. Yeah, Dr. Graham's office to see if anybody's like, there.
Okay. Yeah. You can stop in. He's not there currently, but
I know he's not there, but he
has like a
grad students
aide he's a grad student who's kind of standing in, managing things in his absence.
Excuse me, can I bother you for a moment?
Yes. What is it?
Yes. I know you don't know me. I'm an associate of Dr. Graham's.
You don't say.
Yes. We were the ones who convinced him to go on the expedition to kill the Aboleth. I'm not sure if he told you about that or not.
Oh, you're the one. Well,
one of them. I can't take all the credit.
I must say you've certainly been made quite the stir in our field.
Yes. Well, anyway, that's actually part of the reason I wanted to talk to you. After we, disposed of that creature, we went on a little spelunking expedition into its lair, and we came across a couple of unique artifacts, to say the least. And while I do that, I pull out the diadem, and I'm holding it in my hands. And I was hoping you could introduce me to somebody over in the, either in the history department or maybe in geology to get a sense of, because this is obviously an artifact that needs to be studied and preserved.
I must say, you found that in one of the Aboleth layers?
Yes, well, not just that. I also pull out the blue gemstone.
Wow.
And I show, it's something, isn't it?
Those are some impressive specimens, I must say. Yes. I believe. Yes, you could speak with one of the professors over in the history department. I suppose I could introduce you to someone. Yes, follow me. And
right.
he sort of leads you over to up some stairs and then over down the hall to a room that's with the name Dr. Palamas written
Palamas?
Yes.
All right.
He knocks on the door and opens it. Dr. Palamas, I've got someone here with quite an interesting discovery to show you. And you see a dwarven fellow who's sort of unusual. You haven't seen too many dwarves here in the city. With a long a dark beard who looks over at you. And what is it that you wanted to show me then?
Yes. I sort of take out the gem and I show it to him. I'm holding it in my hand, but I'm not flat face. I'm holding it just because I don't know if he's gonna try to, take it from me.
Right.
As dwarves do. Totally not stereotyping whatsoever. Sorry.
He looks it over.
So, can you tell me what this is?
Or now this is an interesting piece. Can I ask where you found it?
Well, would you believe me if I said it was on a secret lair on the bottom of the ocean?
He looks at you quizzically. I'm sorry. Who did you say you were?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm terribly sorry. They call me Greenspell, actually. I'm an adventurer of sorts. I'm actually friends with Dr. Graham, if you know him. He's over in the... yes, so... We recently were tasked with dispatching an aboleth of sorts. I'm not sure if you're familiar with... Are you familiar with aboleths at all?
I'm somewhat familiar with his work, and more familiar with the history of the Aboleth Empire. That is my area of expertise.
Oh, well, how interesting. That's sort of a coincidence, sort of. We actually came from an aboleth. These actually came from an aboleth lair.
Interesting.
Yeah, I come in.
And let me see that. And he goes to grab it.
Does he like politely, or does he like try to snatch it?
No, he doesn't try and snatch it. He sort of gently grabs it and starts to
Sure.
sort of examine it.
May I come in? It seems a little awkward to be just right at the door.
Yes, of course. He ushers you into his office. Here, you can take a seat here at my desk.
Thank you.
Yes, this seems to be well, this particular diadem seems to be of Rugian make. It's quite ancient. One of the ancient rulers of Rugia. You might know that they were originally city-states long ago. Well, before that, even, they were actually united in an empire, the first Rugian Empire. This diadem appears to be from around that period.
Interesting.
This is quite a remarkable historic find. It is quite curious that you found it in the lair of an aboleth. That sort of makes me wonder if the first Rugian Empire extended further back than our current understanding would suggest.
Interesting. And what about this? And I show him the gemstone.
Well, that certainly is a priceless gemstone. He looks at it for a moment. I believe it's of Dwarven make. I can't tell you exactly when. Perhaps from the original Wadir Empire, or perhaps even older than that.
Do you have any idea what kind of stone it is?
Yes, a sapphire, I believe.
Interesting. Perhaps there's somebody in another department, like maybe where they study, gems and the like. Maybe they can get some historical information about, the way it's cut and all that. You can kind of tell where it comes from.
Perhaps. Yes, I believe you could speak with Dr. Dr. Glykas. He might be more familiar with if it is indeed Dwarven, he might be more familiar with that particular artifact.
Interesting. Well, thank you for your time. There is one other thing I have that's interesting, but I don't know if you'll know much about it. And I reach into the sack of holding and I pull out like the glowing like white stone that we found. These I'm not very familiar with this particular breed of magic, and I'm not sure if you are either. But these are actually, these stones actually were allowed us to see under at the bottom of the ocean, if you will. There's some kind of magic running through this, but I'm not very familiar with it.
He sort of takes a look at it. Well, I'm not an expert in magic. You could speak to one of the professors over in the magic department. To me, it seems like some sort of variation on the light cantrip, perhaps. I'm not sure. The aboleth are well known for using varieties of magic which are, shall we say, peculiar. Indeed, their source of magic is, to our understanding, not the same source of magic that allows us to cast magic, but something completely different. A sort of magic powered by their mind, more akin to the magic employed by the gosh, I cannot think of the name, by the mind flayers, if you're familiar with them.
I can't say I'm familiar with them, but I'm sure I understand what you're coming from, though.
Yes, their magic is quite unique, is my point. I'm afraid we don't really have anyone who's an expert in that kind of magic. In considering it's, well, something that we regular humanoid species are incapable of utilizing.
I guess that makes sense.
Illithid was the word I was thinking of.
Right. Well, if you would like, you are welcome to hold on to the diadem I showed you. However, my intention is not to. It's not meant to be a personal gift to you per se, but rather as a donation to the university for historical study.
Yes, of course. We'll study the artifact. Then, would you like us to preserve it here at the university,
If
or
you
did
can,
you want it returned to you?
you can have it preserved, and I'm not sure if there's like a display where you have artifacts and that kind of thing.
Yes, we have some artifacts which we display, and others
That
that
might-
we store to protect them
Right.
from the prying eyes of the public.
Right. Well, I will leave it to you to decide what actions to do after you've studied it. But think of it this way: I don't want to see it on the market. A priceless
Of course
artifact like this does not belong in a store or in somebody's collection of any one person's collection. I think this historical knowledge belongs to all people.
And I must say, on behalf of the Imperial University, this is quite a generous donation.
Yes.
I'm sure that the many researchers for years to come will be glad to have this added to our archives.
Of course. Oh, perhaps this might also be of help. So, do I have the original copy of the notes?
Yeah, I think you would.
I know we have the translated copy, but we don't need the original copy. So,
right.
I'm not sure how much you know about the the script, but I also managed to find some documents that were written in the original, whatever language the aboleth used. Luckily, one of our companions was able to translate it, but I figured it might be worth further study. I'm not sure how much is known about aboleth texts, if you will, or
Yes. It seems to be written in Abyssal.
okay.
And with that, the Dr.
Just a-
Graham's grad student kind of perks up and looks over. Yes, I believe that would be best suited to be taken into my research group, if you don't mind.
Of course, I handed it to him careful. Try to be careful with it. It has been under the ocean for who knows how long.
Yes. Well, thank you for this very generous donation to the university.
Yes, and I presume Dr. Graham has told you that what his plans are for the. He's doing a archaeological expedition in the coming months. He mentioned that to you.
They've already begun the organization. Many of the people, many of the professors, and many grad students as well have already departed to join him. Those of us who were unable to go for whatever reason are remaining here to help run things and potentially lead classes if need be.
Right, of course. Well, I wasn't sure if he had mentioned it to you. I know he's a little bit of an eccentric fellow, to say.
Yes, you could say that.
But in any case, I'm sure there will be many more discoveries like these to be found.
Oh well, one can only hope.
Yes, well. Anyway, I just wanted to ensure that these artifacts were, I made sure to make sure that they were given to people who I can trust that they'll be used for, for learning and for study, and not as something in somebody's collection.
Yes, I assure you that we'll make good use of these.
Yes, and for the purposes of anonymity, please, if in the future they come to acknowledge, just say it was an anonymous donation.
Ah, very well.
Yes, I'm not one to enjoy the spotlight. If you
will attribute it to Dr. Graham, most likely.
Yes, well, we are under his employ. Very well then. All right, well, Felix, that's all I have for now, I guess. Thank you for your time, and apologies if I've interrupted anything important.
No. This is certainly more important than anything I was working on at the moment.
Right. Well, if you'll excuse me, then I will be taking my leave. It was
Yes,
nice to meet you, doctors.
Yes,
And
nice to meet you as well.
yes. In any case, I look forward to seeing what interesting artifacts will come out of the expedition. I'm sure.
As do I.
Anyway, I'll be off. So I, walk out, get up, shake his hand, walk out of the office. So now I can. Oh, let's just say I gave him the lockbox it was in.
Okay.
Because I forgot it was in the lockbox for a second. I just give him the whole box. I don't even want stuff.
And you don't give him the key.
Okay. I give him, I reach into my mouth and I have a little string. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
that's gross. It's in my boot. I take it out. Here's the key for the box.
Okay.
I give him the key. I give him two. I give him both keys.
All right.
Yeah, no, I did not swallow the other key. That's gross.
He had 2 keys.
Thank you. All right. So, all right, back to the fight.
Alrighty. So yeah, I guess we'll start with Usopp first. So wait, I should actually make sure that I have this prepared properly. Oh, that's not good. Is this the right thing to do? All right. Yeah. So Usopp, you'll be going first. They sort of lead you out. And so they lead you out into the arena. And and then after a little while of waiting, I guess you could fight that. I had something prepared for you, but then it wasn't listed in my thing for some reason. Oops. So, that could be kind of cool. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So out steps a massive elephant, ready to fight you.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have you roll initiative then.
Please say Green Spell gets here before this fight starts.
I do.
Okay.
I just wasn't watching the other fights. I deleted it because I wasn't technically at the arena when you guys were. So, yeah, I will watch your fight. I just don't like watching the other fights.
Okay. Let's see.
I was like,
So the elephant goes first. Ooh.
Excuse me.
You're fine.
Oh, that's too far. It's going to walk forward. And then that is going to be its turn.
How much movement speed does that thing have?
That's turn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to...
I don't think we're supposed to know how much health it has.
I did not say health. I said movement speed.
Oh, you don't know that either.
I do, but that's I won't say anything.
All right, we're gonna start this off with a nice. How many of each do I have? So I can do that. Let's make it fun.
What did you do?
Haste.
I'm just gonna haste on myself.
All right.
Now, does that take effect immediately, or do I have to wait a turn?
It would take effect immediately. So it gains an additional action. Yeah, I'd say you gain your additional action immediately.
Okay.
Oh, you are concentrating though, so don't
Right.
forget to mark on your token that you're concentrating.
Got it. Okay. So I'm going to. I have to concentrate for that. That's fine. Interesting. I forget about concentration.
That's what I'm here for.
All right, so I'm going to walk up to the elephant.
Okay.
And just simply give it a nice little shocking grasp.
Okay, a 16 will hit.
Okay.
All right. Oops.
I don't think I'm spelling their name right.
Right. Was there anything
Probably
else?
not. Go episode. Yeah, no, not even close.
I swear to God, I need to write that down.
Yeah. Just give him a nice little touch as a warm welcome.
Turn into a mouse.
All right. Yeah. I
guess.
All right. He's going to move forward, and then he's going to take his tusk and try and stab you.
Okay.
So 17.
Okay. Action. Give me 2 seconds. 17.
I like how the attack is just called gore.
It is.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what it's called when an animal tries to hit you with its horns or tusks or whatever.
Basically trying to disembowel you.
Yeah.
I'll take the hit.
Okay. So 19 damage.
Ouch.
Got it. Give me 2 seconds to figure out what that is.
Pain.
Yeah. True.
It's called a 2-ton elephant decided you were its breakfast.
Yep. All right. I will go ahead and do.
Wait, don't you have to roll for concentration?
Oh
I
yeah,
do.
good point.
So what do I roll for that?
It would be Constitution saving throw, and the DC to succeed is 10.
Constitution. How do I roll a saving throw? Here we go.
It should
Ooh.
8. Oh. So you lose concentration, unfortunately.
Okay. No worries. I'm definitely reeling from that hit. And I need to mark my spell slots. I gotta remember to do that. So I will
written down.
I will go ahead and cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay.
You can just right in front of us, or around me, whatever.
Wisdom saving throw. 8 will fail. Okay. So it becomes charmed. So it has a speed of 0. Okay.
Okay. So, and I do believe that lasts for up to a minute.
Yep. It's also
Okay.
concentration.
Mhm.
Spell ends.
When I hit it.
Yeah.
So I'll just do a little walk around the ring.
Okay.
Get the people cheering.
Okay, do a performance check.
Performance, you say?
Yeah,
Not great at that. All right, let's do it.
7. Okay, the people start booing you. They think you're stalling.
Oh,
Suddenly, a
going to-
giant cane appears.
Yeah.
and my and my walk around here, and I'm going to do because I can. I think do one more. Do a scorching ray.
All right.
That's
So I think you get you get like 3 rays. Is that right?
Mhm.
So
Oh,
you have
so
to
I
roll for
hit-
each. Yeah. All right. Each of those will hit. All of them.
Okay.
Okay. It is not yet looking wounded.
22 damage.
All right. So that was your action, and then you still have a bonus action.
And then I have yeah. I'm going to save the bonus action.
Okay. All right. It's going to
And then
it's going to charge at you.
Mhm.
And try and gore you again. Ooh, that one.
Ooh.
All right. So it runs at you and it tries to gore you, but you just easily duck out of the way like a charging bull. All right. It's your turn.
I wonder.
Wait, since it's in the red, wouldn't that mean that something bad also has to happen to it?
You
No.
can.
So I mean, technically speaking, rules as written, and that one isn't even a guaranteed failure. That's sort of a house rule that a lot of people use. But rules is written if even if you get a 1, as long if your score is above the DC, you would still succeed technically.
It's just a red because it's a nat 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people do play with a nat 1 being an automatic failure, no matter how high your modifier is. But
Well, technically, a nat 1's considered a critical failure.
right, yeah.
So
But I mean, to my understanding, well, I don't know. Maybe it's different in 5th edition, but to my understanding, it doesn't really make a difference.
No, I don't think so. Unless you
I think
want to
it's
do the
kind of
house
just
rules with the.
yeah, I think it's just kind of a house rule that's propagated, so that pretty much everybody does it, but it's not.
Mhm.
It's not technically something you have to do. It's just something that people usually do.
I'm gonna do something I should have done in the beginning.
Mage armor. Okay.
Let's do some mage armor. Uh, get my AC up a little bit,
There you go.
and
Yeah, so that'd be your action, and then you still have a bonus action, or movement.
nope, I'm gonna stay here.
All right. The elephant is
So
going to try and
that would
stab you
be
with his tusk.
13 plus dexterity modifier. I just gotta see what my dexterity modifier is.
Yep.
Okay, got it. You gonna try and gore me again?
So 14.
I'm gonna use that reaction that I saved
Okay.
for shield.
All right. Yeah. So you see the elephant tusk about to come in and it's about to hit you, and then you cast very quickly. You reach up and cast a magical shield that blocks the impact right before it hits you.
Cool.
Right. It's now your turn.
That's gonna drop that one down by 1. Okay, cool. No, actually, it's 2. Sorry, gotta keep track of my spell slots here. Save that. Okay, so I'm going to simply wave my hand up in familiar fashion. Let's drag it down. And I'm going to cast this at, yeah, why not? 3rd level.
All right. So it makes a dexterity saving throw. Surprisingly, a giant elephant, not the most dexterous creature.
No.
Okay, so your spell save DC is 14.
14.
So it fails.
Mm-hmm.
So
So then
8d6 of lightning damage.
Is there a way to do this? If I click on this, nope, never mind. So 86.
Yep.
So that's what? It's /R 8d6. Boop.
30. Okay.
Oh, that wow.
Yeah, you sort of shoot lightning out from your staff or your hand or wand or whatever you use.
Yeah. I don't think I have a staff, so it's just my hand.
So you shoot lightning out from your hand, in a giant line arcing through the elephant and then hitting the back of the arena, leaving a giant scorch mark. The arena or the elephant is definitely looking worse for wear at the moment.
Okay.
It's looking winded.
Got it.
All right. So I think that's your turn. So now the elephant is going to try to. It'll try to just score you again. 10. So that I think with your increased AC that'll miss.
Yeah, that will now miss.
Okay.
Good thing I cast the mage armor.
All right. It's now your turn.
Okay. I will. Go. Yeah. Yay! I can hear you cheering. I will cast. I'm going to meta magic this into a twin spell.
Okay.
Or yeah, twin spell. Chill
Uh-oh.
touch.
All right. So only the second one hits.
You got it. I thought it was a peanut.
14. Okay. So with that last strike, the elephant sort of its knees buckle and it sort of falls to the ground and collapses. It's still alive, but it's exhausted and collapsed to the ground.
Okay.
And so with that, some of the handlers they start to run out. And
you need a hand, and I'm going to polymorph it into a chicken.
Okay. So as they start to run out, and they're not even like halfway out in the arena. They're trying to like come out in here and grab it.
Mm-hmm.
As they do so, you polymorph it into a little tiny chicken.
Yep, tiny chicken.
One of the guys comes out, grabs it, and takes it off. The others just kind of look at you.
I figured it'd help.
All right. Yeah, they'll give you 100 gold pieces for winning the arena fight.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All
I
right.
didn't kill it this time.
That is true.
Did he? Winter just kind of is just looking and just goes, "Did he just?" Very confused.
I don't have a chicken, but I do have a hawk, I think.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I had a chicken icon. I don't think I do. Alright. Now, Lloyd. It's your
I will
turn in the
return
arena.
to the stands.
Yep, and you gotta they'll pay out 100 gold pieces to you.
Yeah, I got that. 100 gold pieces added to my name.
Alright. Lloyd,
Lloyd just walks out into the arena holding his bow just like last time, looking around, seeing how the crowd reacts.
alright. The people cheer, and as you're sort of looking around in the crowd, you don't even really notice, but the gate lifts up, and so there's some people who sort of poke through, and you see this horrible, huge creature you recognize as a troll. So you guess that you'll be fighting a troll today. Go ahead and roll initiative. Right, you go first.
Okay. Wait, question.
Yes.
Do I still have my normal weapons?
Yeah, basically.
I gave you back your weapons.
Yeah, I know that, but I was
Mhm.
going like because I remember for like the human fight, you have like different weapons for that.
They were dulled weapons, but they were considered like the same stats as your normal weapons, just for the sake of
Also,
convenience.
do any arrows in this fight that I use will they be drained from my inventory?
No, they'll provide arrows to you.
Okay. I am going to use action search
Okay.
to make 4 bow attacks.
All right. So the do this. So only the 18 hits. Right. So 12 points. All right. So I think that is your turn.
Yeah.
All right. You see the troll seemingly some of the wound that you inflicted with the arrow. You see it start to regenerate. And then with that, it's going to run at you. I think, yeah. I can get that far. Okay. And
Oh
that's its turn.
god, it can move quick.
Well, it used the dash action.
Does that put it at disadvantage?
No, it just didn't. It just couldn't take an action that turn. I mean, it couldn't attack you, but it couldn't attack anyway because it only has melee attacks.
Blade quickly knocks 2 more arrows before shooting.
All right. The 17 hits. Okey-dokey.
And I'm guessing from the where that the longbow just snaps.
I'll say that you
Or
with the one, it's like as you get shocked by how quickly this thing is charging at you. You shoot off one good shot, but then now it's getting so close that you like accidentally fumble and you drop your bow on the ground.
oh, I was just thinking that the bowstring snapped.
All right. That's your. So you have a bonus action also, I think. If you have anything to do with bonus.
Can Isn't there like a defend command that you can use with extra actions?
So there's not really that much you can do with bonus actions, to be honest, unless you have like a class ability.
Oh. Then yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know if there actually is really anything you can do with bonus actions. Oh, you can drink a potion.
Yeah.
That's about it. All right. It'll be the troll's turn. He's going to. Oh, first, you see the wounds that you've already inflicted to it. They begin to heal. Oh, but not very much. And then it's going to walk over to you, and then it's going to try to. It'll take 2 swings at you with its claws, and then one where it tries to bite you.
Okay, the 20 free hits.
Okay, 13 points of slashing damage, and then it's your turn.
Lloyd winces as he takes out the new Gaia Blade, according to, or at least for the spectators, it's brand new. As the silver gleams before he strikes twice with it. Both of those hitting?
Yeah, those will both hit. Nice. 22.
22.
Okay. So that's your turn, unless you want to take a movement or anything.
I don't.
Okay. So you see the troll starts to, the wounds that you've inflicted so far start to heal over again. And then it's going to try and take 2 swings at you with its claw and then 1 bite as well.
So if it's the same as your AC, does it hit still?
Yes.
Oof. So the claw and bite hit.
All right. So that's 15 plus 8. So 23. And then it's your turn.
My dodge state strikes aren't working today. Lloyd uses the Gaia Blade again.
Okay. So the 19 hits. 12 points.
And I would also like to use my second wind.
Okay.
So
Hey, you cheater! Stop helping.
We saw this in the last fight. As soon as we hit it with fire. No, we saw this in the last fight.
Yeah, you have fought a troll before.
Yeah.
Although that was before Lloyd joined, I think, wasn't it?
that is
Could be before Lloyd joined, but still. I don't think he has fire anyway.
why is this not working?
It's a /R. He does have a tinderbox, so he could he could try and start a bonfire
in the middle of a match.
Yeah.
So 9 plus 7. 8. Okay.
All right. Okay, so that's your turn. Now it's Mr. Troll, who's going to. You see some of the wounds start to heal. Let's see how much they heal. Okay. And then he's going to try and swing at you with his claws, and then also bite you.
What is with these rolls today? The two 20s hit.
All right. So that's 17 points.
Please say you have like a
And then that
potion
is
or
his turn.
something.
Will the healing potions be a bonus or will it be a main?
So how I do potions is that you can drink them as a bonus action and then you roll, like how you would normally, or you can drink it as an action, and you'll get the maximum possible healing. So you would take it as if all the dice rolled their maximum value.
Okay, so I'm going to do the 2 slashes into potions.
Okay. The 26 hits. So it's 10. It is looking wounded now.
And how much is it?
Is it just a regular healing potion?
I believe so.
I don't remember. How much is that? Like 4d4 plus 4 or something? Let me double check.
Sorry, that was muted. That was 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Yes.
There we go.
It is.
Sorry.
Yeah, for a regular healing potion, 2d4 plus 2.
He?
0 successes. What?
What?
Okay, so it's 2d4. You said you accidentally put 2d4 equals 2.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I learn something new every day.
I wonder if you can do like greater than.
Probably.
Something.
No. Seemed like you can.
Or
Okay. So yeah, so you get a 2, and then you add on to that plus 2. So it would be you'd heal a total of 4.
oh my.
Yeah, you rolled the lowest possible value. You're unlucky today. All right, next is the troll.
I swear, if it still manages to make a hit. Are you joking?
Okay, so they're both claws hit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it does.
Okay.
Can I make a saving throw here or anything?
Are you at 0?
Yes.
Time for death saves. No. Okay. So what happens is the troll it slashes into you, and you collapse to the ground. You don't see this, but your companions will see it. But a bunch of people, they rush out with long spears, and they push back the troll. They get it back under control for just long enough for somebody to come in and grab you and rush you off to the medical ward.
Okay, I am literally checking this because there was literally no times where they didn't have a attack that was like they managed to land a hit every single turn. At least one.
Well, they get 3 rolls, and they have the troll has a +7 to hit, so it was pretty likely they would get at least 1. it didn't have too much health. The main gimmick with trolls is that you
They regenerate.
they regenerate health unless you use fire
damage,
like Usopp said.
That's the
or,
only thing I
or,
know.
acid, or acid, but fire.
I did.
We don't know that. We don't know acid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You'd say that it doesn't have too much health, but yeah, I did like
Well, let me put
around.
it this way: if you had done fire damage, every single round, you would have killed it. But
How
it
am I
healed.
supposed to do fire damage as a fighter?
Eldritch,
That is-
become an Eldritch Knight.
That is the conundrum, isn't it?
I can't access that class because I don't have it
kidding.
unlocked.
Well, now the troll is now the champion of the arena.
Yes.
No, not really.
I'm sorry, I would have left.
Well, with that,
Well, at least you don't have to worry about your fans bombarding you anymore.
Yeah. That's fair.
with that, the arena fights are over. They rush Usopp up.
I did
They
like
rush,
47 damage overall that entire fight, including healing involved.
Yeah. It healed a substantial amount of damage. I think it probably healed at least 30 or 40 damage
Yeah.
total.
It healed a lot.
You're
it also
saying that
got
it
pretty lucky.
didn't got knocked down?
It was at half health by the end of the fight. It was below half.
So what
Even with the
percent
healing.
was it the elephant knocked out at? Like around half?
Oh, it got to 0. The elephant did. Well, technically, I stopped the fight when it got to... It kind of worked out really funnily enough. It had 15 health left, and he hit it with 14. So it had 1 HP left, and I was like, well, I'll just have it... It collapses on the ground at that point. It's still alive, but unconscious, basically.
I was not expecting it to roll that consistently high.
And then
Yep.
the
dice.
roll.
That's the nature of the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Badly.
Just be glad that it was in the arena and not fighting the
wild.
Aboleth or
Yeah.
fighting those sharks.
Troll sharks. Perfect.
All right. Yeah, so they
They
rushed Lloyd off to the kind of infirmary area behind the arena. The rest of you were kind of up in the arena. The crowd seems like really disappointed that he lost, but they all kind of dejectedly file out of the arena slowly. Where the rest of you guys headed to for the night?
Well, let's see. I'm going to actually go and see if I can get into the medical ward to visit.
Okay.
So would I need to would that be
Yeah,
stealth?
I would like to check.
Would
I
that
would
be-
like to check and see if he's
Would that
alive.
be stealth or would that be persuasion?
No, they probably would. I think you've been there before, so they might recognize you. But if Usopp's going with you, they'd definitely just let you in because Usopp's already
Okay.
fought there twice.
I'll go with Usopp then.
Yeah, so they let you in. They lead you up past a couple beds. You see the guy who fought the wolf earlier. He's still in there. He's doing okay. He's nursing some wounds, but he looks like he'll make a recovery. And then they lead you up to the bed where Lloyd is laying, still currently unconscious, covered in deep wounds and gashes, bleeding. And there's like a cleric currently tending to his wounds as you walk over.
How's he doing, Duck?
I believe that he'll make a full recovery. Of course, it will probably be a few days before he'll be completely recovered. I've already cast some healing magic on him. He should be stable at this point.
Lloyd just
well.
slowly wakes up, groaning.
Ah, there he is.
I got
Hi.
nothing for this. Got anything
Welcome
for this
to-
screen spell?
Welcome to the afterlife.
Lloyd just shakes his head, just going like, yeah, if I was dead right now, I wouldn't be seeing you guys right now.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
That would also not work out like that.
Sorry.
How do you know?
Okay.
You've never been there before,
Yeah. Like,
presumably.
Still,
Alright.
I still somewhat doubt it.
All right. Well, looks like you're looks like you're gonna be okay. That was a rough fight.
No kidding. Barely even had any room to really dodge, and pairing with a buckler against a larger foe is not something you would really expect to work.
Well,
Well,
It's almost
Don't
like
worry.
it was directly countering my entire style.
don't worry. If we ever get into this situation, I got a little aid for you.
well, it's a shame that your face turned out okay. You could do something to fix that.
Wait, it turned out okay.
Yeah,
Is
that's
this
the
how
joke.
it's always been?
Apparently,
Oh, jeez. I thought you were maimed.
no. His face is just like usual. What a shame.
Lloyd just
Are you sure you don't understand?
And I'm just laughing.
Lloyd just
I'm just laughing. while I'm
flies,
playing.
just going like,
Are
you
you
two
sure
are
you don't
impossible.
understand
All right,
Yeah.
you can sure. Why not? I'm not a bard, but sure.
Yeah,
Here.
basically.
That's all you needed.
Would you like some? All right. Well, in all seriousness, would you like some tea? Something to, take the edge off, maybe.
Lloyd just goes like, no, I'll be fine. I need more practice, though.
Well, you need something, all right. I mean, I couldn't take on a troll myself, so I'm in no position to say anything about it. Well,
Unfortunately, I think I could have taken it, but
not now, Usopp. Come on. Try to be respectful a little bit. I know you won your
of
fight.
course. Of course. No, I'm just kidding, Axel. You fought well. Trolls are hard. We had the first time I encountered him, we barely survived with three of us.
Yes, and we got lucky in figuring out its weakness.
Meanwhile, I was stuck fighting it with just physical weapons.
Yeah, I think you did about as good as well as you could do with what you had.
It was a tough battle, but you fought well.
Yes. If all due respect, you did put up a good fight.
Although I
This is
do
tough.
wish that I did win just for the prize money, though.
Well, I'm sure you'll get paid a little bit. Well, maybe. I'm not
Maybe.
sure for the. I look at the cleric and he just like shakes his head like no, because the medical bills are going to be so expensive. It's like, well, maybe.
Maybe not.
I guess the true gift. I guess the true gift here is your life. That troll could have easily have killed you, but you got
lucky.
You got lucky. The people in the arena were not itching for a death match. I've heard that happens from time to time.
So, how much are we getting paid from Viabolith?
If it comes
I believe
through,
it was assuming we get paid. It's
Yeah.
supposedly 600 gold. So that would
Each?
be 150. Will be 150 for each of us.
So you did tell him to send it to Crown Point, and you're no longer in
Yeah.
Crown Point. So
That is true.
that could potentially pose a problem for you receiving your payment.
Yep.
Yes. Well, that is true. Well, I guess next time we're in Crown Point, we'll have to pick up our pay.
If it's still there.
Assuming it's still there. Yeah, for all we know, somebody stole it, or somebody or maybe got lost in transit. Maybe somebody
Maybe
snatched it.
someone
Well,
snatched it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
well, in any case, you get some rest. Clearly, you had a hard fight. You get some rest. Doc said the cleric said you'll probably be fine. You'll probably be fine in a few days. Just do your best not to roll off the bed.
Don't overwork yourself now.
Yeah, you've already broken almost every bone in your body. I'd be amazed if it happened, but anything can happen though.
Can I just say that I'm just going to say that my left arm is broken.
Okay.
Like I'm imagining. I know it's not really, but I'm like imagining you one of those like full body casts where they have your
Yep.
arms and legs up, and like there's only a cut insert for like your mouth and your nose.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, you pretty much you did almost die. So.
But the good news is that there's healing magic in this world. So.
Yes, exactly.
The cleric will have you back on your feet in flat, I'm sure.
I don't think there's a.
And if this whole on this whole
in this town.
there is, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's somewhere.
What?
It is the capital after all. I imagine there's a theater somewhere.
Oh yeah, certainly. There are probably multiple.
Probably, yeah. Well, think of it this way, Lloyd. If this whole arena thing doesn't work out, maybe you can go on to like sell used cars,
used wagons.
You can sell used wagons or something like that.
Lloyd just.
Or you become a loan shark. You open up a.
There you go. Wow.
That's a career choice.
Ursary.
Well, if there is a silver lining to this, maybe opponents will see me as weaker and want to challenge me more so I can get champion pay.
Well, that is a certain silver lining. You rest well.
I look at Usopp and I'm like, no. Like I know what you're thinking, and the answer is no.
I won't challenge him. Don't worry.
We'll leave you to rest.
All right. So the rest of you are headed back to the inn, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Let's say
I'm gonna go back for the inn to. I need a well-deserved drink.
Okay.
So where is the medical thing in the arena?
Somewhere in the arena, I'm guessing.
It's down here where they kind of have like an office, training ground, infirmary.
And the morgue is right next to it.
Yep.
How convenient.
Yeah.
And also the crematorium.
Well, the crematorium. Yeah. And then next to that, they have the Wall of Fallen Heroes, where all the fighters who died in combat are honored.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
All right.
So you guys head back to the inn.
Okay.
While Lloyd is still in his full body cast.
No, he's not.
I hope he doesn't have to use the bathroom while he's in that thing. Catheters won't be invented for the next 500 years.
They have magic catheters. They use teleportation spells. That teleports it out of your.
That's so weird.
Directly out of your bladder.
Can we just stop with this conversation?
Fine. Okay.
I
It's magical medicine. magical medicine. It's an important part of world building.
I have a question.
Exactly.
What day is it?
All right.
I don't see how there's a reason why writers tend to avoid bathroom scenes when making their books.
Listen, they have bathrooms in Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, well, they have baths. Still
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah, close enough.
All right. The rest of you guys are going to the inn.
What day is it? Like, I know we're in the Gamos month, but I don't know what day.
It would be the 27th.
Of Gamos?
So, yep.
Oh shoot, we're almost 2 months in. Jesus Christ. I mean, 3 months in.
Yep.
Okay, wow.
No, it's 2 months. Well, yeah, you're almost on your 3rd month. Yeah.
Hopefully, the people in my village don't think I'm dead.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I've been
Might.
right.
I haven't exactly written. I haven't. Well,
She just
they
kinda
also
did-
don't have like a mailbox.
She just hands. Luna just hands Greenspell a paper and goes, "You might want to write a letter." And just walks
But they
off.
don't know. But they don't have a mailbox. Kind of an isolated, middle of nowhere kind of thing.
Don't you have familiars?
What do I look like, a warlock? No, I don't
Oh,
have familiars. I'm a druid. I guess I could. Well, I can't even do that actually.
You guys realize that Luna
Guess
I
is
could
like
turn
a
my-
bird, right? That's just been a letter carrier
What?
this entire time.
But does the bird know where the
I-
village
Oh,
is?
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's probably only
The only
trained for one
person-
direction.
The only person in the group that knows where I used to live was me, and it's not like I could, I don't think I'd have the ability to teach an animal to take it there without
think-
any context.
Generally, with like a pigeon like that, like it knows how to return to its roost. So you would have taken the pigeon. It's trained to know where its roost is in the Dragonland. So it can only return back to the Dragonland,
Ah.
basically. So you can send letters back, but you can't really do anything else with it. You can't get it to send letters anywhere.
Yeah.
Only back to your home. It can only
Okay.
return back to its roost.
It's a one-way mail
Right.
system.
Yeah,
All right.
basically.
Well, let's see. What should we do today? Well,
Tonight.
I
Tonight
take
we
it.
celebrate.
Yes.
Yes. Well, yes. I take it we have not heard from whatchamacallit.
Well, it hasn't even been a full day, so.
Oh. That's true.
I think
that
this
would
is
be a
a
very
safe.
fast turnover time.
I feel like this is a safe spot for Lloyd just to, for me to leave because Lloyd can't do much of anything.
We could always come and harass you more at the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
You guys already did that, and
I'm
plus
kidding.
I need to.
Yeah, I'm kidding. It's fine.
Okay. I'm actually probably gonna have to get off too because I have to get up extra early tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So we're ending it here.
I think so. That's a good spot to end it.
Yep. We'll just end it there for tonight.
Alright.
And then so next week is Thanksgiving. And then so we'll pick it up probably 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Alright.
Probably
Plenty
in
of ti-
December.
Yep. Plenty of
Yeah.
time to rest off that broken arm.
Yeah. All right.
I
Well,
really wish you could
I'll talk to you guys
I
later then.
really wish you could get vicious. I'm sorry.
Look, yeah, no, I'm not a.
I
It would have
know.
been funny, but no.
But it would so work for your character. That's the vicious mockery would so work.
I feel like as this campaign has gone on and on, I've drifted less away from the super nice guy to the jaded, adventurer who's just like, I hate everybody.
Well, you've been around. You've been around.
I have
all
been.
these people.
I have. I've been around
Effectively.
Dollar Matsum and everyone else's. Well, I say this lightly, bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just like just getting
Yeah,
all,
you have to deal with my bullshit and stealing from you.
yeah, but don't remind
I
me.
mean, Lloyd hasn't been too much of a pain for him.
No, I mean, I wasn't necessarily referring to the party. I just meant all the other bullshit, like of all the other people and NPCs and stuff we've had to deal with.
It's
Anyway.
one of those. Even
Alright.
I think even Luna's starting to become a bit jaded as well, if you think about it. Like, not to the point.
Meanwhile, Lloyd is
I don't like. Not
like
to the point Greenspell has, but like, just a little bit.
Well, also doesn't help that I started like all the way at the top of like the lawfulest good of the lawfulest good, and then over time it just slides down. I'm just like,
Well,
I haven't
meanwhile,
reached.
Lloyd is.
I haven't
probably
reached
gonna
chaotic
be,
good yet, but I don't think, or even neutral good, but it may or may not go there. We'll see.
alright.
I feel like
I'll put you
Lloyd
guys
is probably going to stay in his area for a good chunk. He's probably going to stay that way. Like, he isn't going to really change.
Your character doesn't necessarily have to change. I just
Yeah,
know my character was more or less was starting out was basically a caricature, and was not exactly meant to be an adventurer in the traditional sense. But I think characters like that don't work in D&D, so you kind of have to find a way to modify that a bit and still have it be consistent in the world.
And so
Yeah.
he's kind of became jaded over
Because
time.
yeah, basically I turned from because think of it this way, in D&D I feel like most people would be bored if you were basically playing an NPC, like open a shop or something, or be a baker, or work as a blacksmith in the town. That'd be boring.
I mean, in D&D, as a adventurer, that would not really work.
No,
but,
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
I admit I tend to play a lot of nearly NPC style characters in RPs just because I just really like the normal day life things. Like, not every character has to be crazy.
No,
In fact, I have like characters like Ethan that's just kind of
And Ethan is a fan.
a normal guy when everyone around him is like one man armies.
right.
And he's just kind of going like, yeah, I'm kind of massively outgunned here.
I'm something of an adventurer myself. All right. Good night, guys and gals.
Good night.
No.